The following is a presentation of The Day.
And a cold Saturday morning here in the ECC. It's time for the boys to take center stage. And the ECC Division I boys basketball semifinals are on tap at the X, here at the X Sweeney Fieldhouse on the campus of Waterford High School, and it's all going to be brought to you live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Scient Federal Credit Union. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, and this is one of our favorite days of the year, of course. It is semifinal Saturday, and the ECC boys, we have the number 2 seed, not a surprise, the New London High School Whalers. But on the other side, the Cinderella, the shoe waiting to fit, the East Lyme Vikings, fresh off of a big upset over NFA.
I guess it took that long for this team to find its stride a little bit, coming off of a rough summer league. But now, you know, Jeff has got this team clicking on all cylinders heading into tournament play. And, you know, when you talk about team basketball, that's East Lyme. They hustle, they play hard, they do all the little things. They're not very flashy, but they're very, very, they mirror their coach. And they bring a lot to the table. And this is going to be a very tough game against a tough New London team.
Well, it's funny because they split during the year. East Lyme beating New London right
Game
off
one,
the rip.
yeah.
Game one, and at that point, New London had 2 freshmen who actually were freshmen, right? They had never played varsity basketball before. Subsequently, Savon Warren and Deshaun Phillips have become not only veterans of the team,
right,
but you're talking about first and second team,
yep,
all conference for their divisions. You know, and this in some ways might be Coach Parker's best coaching job in a while, not just because he's doing it with a torn Achilles on a scooter, but think about what they've done. They've incorporated 2 freshmen as primetime players and overcome the injury to their star, Rodia Perry. So with Pedro out, the freshmen emerged. They're still not quite 100% in sync about how they all want to play together, and that's a challenge for Coach Parker because when Rowe is out, the freshmen really led.
Right.
Now they're deferring back to their senior again.
Almost a roller coaster ride of a season. When you think about it, they've had some good winning streaks, they've had some bad losing streaks. So, you know, maybe right now, in the last couple weeks of the season and in tournament time, they establish some sort of consistency. Maybe now they figure it out a little bit and learn how to play as a unit like that. But they're very, very talented, Casey. I mean, Savon Warren is taking this league by storm as a freshman. You know, the Phillips kid can play as well. And, you know, like I said, this may be one of Chop's best jobs because he hasn't had a consistent lineup. And he's had to have kids grow and, you know, and mature and stuff like that. So New London's here, East Lyme's here. 2 different styles, that's for sure, but should be a heck of a game.
You know, a couple of big wins over NFA for New London. Bad losses, though. The Fitch loss, the Waterford
loss.
Bad losses where they, you know, so you're still not exactly sure what you're going to get from New London. On the other side of things, like you said, I mean, there's no better consistent guy than Jeff Bernardi. His teams play, we said earlier in the year, highest floor of any team. We didn't know how high the ceiling was going to be. We said, you know, can this team get a lot better? The answer is clearly they can, and it starts with a little bit of scoring from some guys in Elmer and O'Brien, who have stepped up throughout the year. You know Riley Walsh can shoot it with anybody.
Right.
You know, and you know your guy, Will Anglin's as a great in Rowe, Mundell.
Right.
But they've started to get
those kids have stepped up a little bit. And the one thing Jeff did say about Rowe Mundell, and I know he doesn't score a lot, but he said he's valuable to this team. You can't take him off the floor. He's the heart and soul. He plays how I want the team to play. Everybody needs a kid like that. He can average 4 points a game. He's going to run the show. He's going to play tough basketball. And he's a leader on the floor.
And I think when you're looking at, you know, how to defend East Lyme, every coach says the same thing. Know where Riley Walsh is at all times. Don't let him get clear look threes. So he's going to have to get his looks in transition and breakdowns. But that's why those other guys really need to step up. This is not a great matchup for a Will Anglin or a Rowe Mundell because of the length and size that New London can bring to the table. So this is where your O'Briens and your Elmers have to get some points. They can't give up. They can't have no points from in the paint. They can't be a perimeter-only team.
And I think Elmer showed it the other night. He came out and he's hit that foul line, jump shot against NFA, and O'Brien played very, very tough. around the rim. So, this is the same type of style, though. New London has the same type of style almost as NFA, and East Lyme handled it, through discipline and hard work and hanging around.
Well, if Pedro Perry plays within himself, takes those 15-foot pull-up jump shots instead of the long threes, that's when they're at their best. Let's turn it over to the PA system and find out our starters for today's game.
Enters the game with an overall record of 13 wins, 8 losses. Led by head coach Jeff Bernardi, assisted by Brett Zanardi and Dan Scheider. For the visiting Vikings, at forward, junior, number 14, Owen Elmer. At forward, junior, number 22, Gavin O'Brien. At guard, senior captain, number 0, Rowan Mundell. At guard, senior captain, number 11, Riley Walsh. And at forward, senior captain, number 12, Will Anglin. The East Lyme Vikings. The number 2 seed, New London, enters the contest with an overall record of 13 wins, 7 losses, led by head coach Craig Parker, assisted by Green Brown and Ken Stanley. And now for the Whalers. At guard, senior number 4, Rhodia Perry. At guard, freshman number 5, Deshaun Phillips. At forward, senior number 11, Sean Raymond. At forward, freshman number 10, Savan Warren. And at guard, senior number 23, Kobe Smith. The New London Whalers. Officials for today's game are Sergio Lewis, Brett Yeomans, and Greg Keith. Official scorer for today's game is Mr. Don Connors, and working the clock, Mr. Michael Strucker.
So the Whalers and the Vikings, 13-8 Vikings, 13-7 Whalers. We're about to tip it off, so let's meet the players, all of them, for today's game.
Malik Jefferson, Winthrop Elementary.
Anthony Martinez, Regional Multicultural Magnet School.
Rhodia Perry, Jennings Elementary School.
Deshaun Phillips, Regional Multicultural Magnet School.
Savan Warren, Harbor.
Sean Raymond, Deansville Elementary School.
Jamel Haslett, Nathan Hill.
Marvell Flazian, Winthrop Elementary School.
Joshua Hickson, Nathan Hill Elementary School.
Cameron Sinville, Waquanic Elementary School.
Kobe Smith, Winthrop Elementary School.
Isaiah James, Nathan Hill.
Richard Taylor, Winthrop Elementary.
Rowan Mundell, Flanders Elementary School.
Jesse Olosky, The Salem Elementary. John Bureau, The Salem Elementary.
Jalen Hannons, Lily B. Haynes Elementary School.
Riley Walsh, The Nyack Center School.
Will Anglin, Flanders Elementary.
Owen Elmer, Lily B. Haynes Elementary.
Alex Solano, Flanders Elementary School.
Gavin O'Brien, Flanders Elementary.
Isaac Avera, Arizona Public Schools.
Oliver Hibbard, Flanders Elementary.
David Smowski, The Hickory Haynes Elementary.
The Day is committed to giving our readers the best in sports coverage. Our staff dedicates itself to the in-depth stories, photos, columns, and video content our readers know and trust. Subscribe today to receive full access to all our coverage. theday.com/subscribe. So, Sports Doctor, I guess we'll call it sparse crowd.
Little breakfast special here at the X, huh?
Little 11 o'clock start.
Like ham and egger.
I don't know about you, but early morning getting, 11 a.m. start. So how does that affect your players? This is definitely an odd start time. They're not used to 11 a.m. starts. So how does that affect a player?
Well, I think, after talking to Jeff Bernardi, I talked to him on the phone yesterday, and he said, hopefully we catch New London napping at the beginning of the game. And New London's probably thinking, yeah, hey, let's catch East Lyme napping at the beginning of the game. So, with a sparse crowd here, who gets up quick, who gets the energy going off the benches, and, I think getting off to a hot start will turn early morning into mid-afternoon here at the X pretty quick.
New London in the home white with the green and gold trim. The East Lyme in the visiting maroon. Gavin O'Brien will jump it up against the athletic leaper of the ECC, Savon Warren. The best offensive rebounder, I think, in the league, and as good a quick jumper as we've seen.
Serge Lewis, Greg Keith, Brett Yeomans, your officials for today's ball game. Big time crew.
Warren hits the tip out of bounds, and so will re-jump. And you can see right there how quick Warren gets up to the basketball. So we'll redo it. Sergio Lewis will be the throwing in the air. Greg Keith would be the tallest of the officials. Former Wake Forest.
That's a pretty good observation by you.
And Yeomans is wanting to know why he can't be out shooting 9 right now at Great Neck Country Club. Warren wins the tip. Kobe Smith, and it'll get into the hands of Pedro Perry. First possession of the game belongs to the Whalers.
Oh, straight man-to-man D by East Lyme.
Warren, now Smith, drive, pull up. 12-footer is going to be off the side of the rim. Elmer with the rebound, and I don't know if that's the first shot I want of the ball game, but good ball movement to start the game for the Whalers, and now East Lyme will run their first offensive set. Open look for Mundell straight away. No good, tipped, and Perry comes down to the rebound. And that's going to be a key today, is keeping the pounding of the basketball from Perry to a minimum. And that's a long 3 from Warren. I don't think that's a shot we want early to start either. So Whalers 2 empty trips. The other direction now, dump down. O'Brien will kick. Open 3, no good from Elmer, and Phillips now coming the other direction.
Both teams just kind of feeling each other out here in the early going. Smith got away with a walk there, maybe. A little happy feet.
There goes Perry. Hangs. Left hand, no good. Put back, no good from Raymond. Better look, same result.
And Jeff wants East Lyme to push.
Oh, nice, beautiful cut. Backdoor. Extra pass is good. Anglin finds O'Brien, and Vikings up 2-0. That was beautiful ball movement.
Chewed up NFA the other night in that backdoor cut. Will Anglin was at the rim all night. A nice recognition. The big fellow O'Brien for 2.
Perry goes baseline, little fall away, pull up, bang. That's the shot Perry has to take advantage of sometimes when he can't get to the rim. Dump down, O'Brien spins in the lane. Rebound is tipped, comes out to Smith. East Lyme, nice job getting back on defense. Screen and roll, Phillips and Warren, and East Lyme switches in defense.
Interesting to see how the patience of this New London offense, Casey, against his man-to-man defense, what they run, what they settle for. You know, we've seen Perry knock down a 15-footer, but their first couple of shots are a little suspect.
Look at Coach Bernardi in the defensive stance. Another pull-up for Perry. This one's long.
That's
Coach Bernardi's playing D's on his own down there. Oh, zip pass, but Warren jumped it. Raymond comes out of the pack. They got 2-on-1 with Smith. Back to Raymond, and good defense by the Vikings. And I don't know if anybody can match the intensity of Jeff Bernardi right now. He is.
Yeah, he's tough. Yeah, he's down in his stance.
I thought he was going to split the pants. He was down so low.
Nice pair of socks he's got on as well. If he gets shoes and socks.
I'll match my socks up with his today. Strong sock game. But I'll match my socks up with his for stop there. Perry with an open look 3. Got it.
That's natural rhythm and flow. Catch and shoot. Dive to the corner. That's not forced. A good look by Perry. You know, he's a shooter. He gets a little wild with the shot selection sometimes. That's a good look right there.
Smith gets a hand on it, but Walsh comes back. Walsh all the way to the basket and can't get it to go. Phillips strong for the rebound. Whalers looking to run. Perry, scoop. Can't get it to go. Tipped back out of bounds, though, by O'Brien. It'll stay with the Whalers. Whalers had a chance to run that time, couldn't finish.
I think what East Lyme's got to do is make sure they're accounting for bodies, too, because Warren's one of those bodies you got to account for. You see when the shot goes up on the offensive end, Casey, he's around the rim for every single offensive rebound. So let's account for him. Let's check him. Let's keep him off the rim. Let's, New London one and done and get out of here.
Phillips, strong, hangs, no. Good defense by the Vikings. Anglin gets a screen and turns it over.
Tough place to pick up your dribble.
But O'Brien ends up re-stealing. First open look for Walsh. In and out. Up high for the putback is O'Brien.
Good look by Riley. Casey just drifted a little bit on the shot. Didn't get hot till the second half against NFA, but a shooter shoots.
Warren drives right past O'Brien. And we're going to get an offensive foul. Standing his ground, Riley Walsh got the feet planted and took the charge.
You think Jeff Bernardi likes that one?
He is. I mean, he is fired up. Mundell. Nice look. O'Brien finishes on the baseline. That's good basketball.
Yeah, the hard charge and the hard push. Get to the rim by Mundell. Give it to a big guy. Let him finish. O'Brien 6 and Perry 5 in the game so far.
Oh, glad to see you. I'm going to get some other people involved here. Oh, step in and steal by Anglin. All the way. Basket is good despite the effort of goaltending by Phillips.
That was goaltending too. But Phillips can get up, huh?
Yeah, Phillips can get up too. Freshman point guard tapping up above the circle or the square. Kobe Smith drives. Wild shot doesn't go, but he'll draw the foul and go to the line. So 2 shots for Kobe Smith upcoming.
Yeah, Smith showed you the good first step there. Beat his man off the bounce and the dribble. Got himself into the paint. And, East Lyme will have to kind of check and counterbalance that with some help side D. A little late that time. Smith is, London's a better player with Smith on the floor. We've seen him get in foul trouble time in and time out, but he adds a little bit extra to, the Savon Warren and the Phillips and the Perry mix. He is very athletic. He said he can get to the rim, knock down some shots. Him and Raymond can be X factors in this game.
1 of 2 for Kobe Smith and Mundell. With the basketball, Phillips. It's a big size advantage for Phillips. Mundell, a little smaller. O'Brien has Raymond on him. Look for that backdoor cut. There it is. Well defended by the Whalers, and they'll go reset up top with Mundell. There it is. Beautiful cut. Extra step. Good defense at the rim.
Yep. Little jab step to the outside. Riley's missed a couple of layups. That shot's there, though.
Two minutes.
East Lyme back in a little bit of a matchup zone here. Stay with the man.
Phillips pulls his dribble up. Perry pump fakes the 3. Now drives, floats, short. Good box out by Elmer, and Mundell has the ball for the Vikings. I think Perry should have shot the 3.
Yeah.
You had a wide open look, take it, right? Maybe sometimes trying to be a little unselfish. Wide open, O'Brien, and that was all the way down, but Elmer, Warren defends him. Somehow East Lyme has it, and Mundell will take the open 3, back iron. Strong rebound by Anglin going to get it, and that's too many opportunities for East Lyme. The Whalers have to do a better job on the offensive glass.
They're getting looks, though. East Lyme is getting a lot of looks.
Good ball movement from the Vikings. Crisp passes. Dump down now to O'Brien. Has a smaller Perry on him. He gives it up to Elmer, who buries the foul line.
Cash money. Cash money. Elmer off the double team. Elmer knocks it down. Boy, they move the basketball, don't they, on offense? They pass the basketball. There's no pounding, no dribbling. Move it.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Two very different styles here. The other direction, Phillips on the floor with 38 seconds remaining. He'll get fouled by Mundell.
That's a tough matchup. Now, Phillips is a little bit quicker than Mundell, so Mundell's got to body him a little bit to keep him out of the paint. You know, and Rose said, that's on me. I got it, you know. But he's got to do something to negate the speed of Phillips, so why not get in his grill a little bit?
Also, Bureau and Guevara are in the game for East Lyme.
Oso.
Long three for Perry. Got it. Vote for Pedro.
8 points for Pedro Perry. Another clean look at a three, knocks it down. Listen, that catch and shoot, no thinking, works for Pedro.
You see the depth. Oso and Bureau and Guevara all in the game at one time. New London does not sub as much, so there's a little bit of the depth thing we've seen all year.
Oso can knock that down, too.
Another shooter in the game, yep. O'Brien pulls up, harassed. There's a great job. Bureau with the box out, ball on the floor. Bureau for three. At the buzzer, withdrawal, $3 from the Bank of East Lyme, and with the end of one, that gives the Vikings the lead. Come on back, you're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, we provide solutions to all of your dental needs. Your smile is our top priority. Visit us today at waterforddentalhealth.com and by Core Plus Credit Union. Love the home you're in? Well, borrow based on the finished value of your home before your renovations begin. Apply today at coreplus.org.
How do you be productive when you're put into the game for the last 30 seconds of a quarter? Well, just ask John Bureau. A little scramble, hit the floor, bank is open, knock down the triple. Casey, and right now, East Lyme getting much better looks. I mean, that was a little crazy shot, but their looks and their shot selection is just so much better than New London's. You know, Pedro Perry's got a couple of threes, but other than that, they really haven't had a lot of good looks on the offensive set.
No, it's been driving a little wild to the basket. Really no kickouts either. It's been, wild and hope for a foul. East Lyme, it's like watching old-time basketball. The ball is crisp.
It moves.
The passes are moving. Like you said, not a lot of pounding. And they're outworking New London. How do you keep Savon Warren off the glass? Well, you crash multiple people and you box out early, and that's what they've been doing.
Mundell getting a little bit of a rest. Oso will step in for him.
Walsh drives. We're going to get contact and a travel.
Walk. And again, Riley's not the quickest out there, so trying to create space off the bounce and off the dribble for his own shot. A little pressure here for East Lyme. A little 2-2-1 looks like. A little different look. So token pressure, Casey, maybe?
Yeah, I think maybe just to slow it down, look for that trap right there. But here's what you got to be careful on. And that's going to be tipped, stays here.
Yep.
That's what you got to be careful on, though, is give up those easy layups.
You've got to hustle on the back end, and that time Oso did it.
Yep. And then, if you can do that, I think it's a good way to keep New London out of rhythm. Keep them from getting those easier shots. Phillips drives, and we're going to get a block. Sliding in just a little bit late was Walsh, and so Phillips will go to the line.
I think Jeff Bernardi was lobbying Greg Keith for a charge there. Good call that time. Riley's second personal foul out to sit for a few minutes.
Yep, so Mundell will come back in for him. Walsh will get a breather. And Phillips will go to the line to shoot his two. But he can't go in until after the first one. So.
That is correct.
Do they have that rule in the Summer League?
We didn't have many rules.
No foul shots in the Summer League.
No, it is.
So now Mundell can come in. Walsh will go out, and he'll get a breather.
I tried taking Riley off the floor one time in Summer League, and he kind of looked at me like I was from a different planet.
He said, Sports Doctor, I'm not here to rest.
Come off the floor. He looked at me like, don't you know who I am? I'm like,
Nice crowd from Viking Valley today. Proud of those Viking kids, the Sea of Maroon. We're going to talk a little bit about an ironic situation over at Viking Valley right now. But the pressure from New London is bothering Oso, and we're going to get a jump ball. It'll be possession arrow favoring New London.
Well, Brendan, this is not a JV game. This is the semifinals of the ECC. Got to handle the basketball. Get yourself under control. Play tough out there.
Perry wants a screen. Now he wants a reset. He's telling ISO, Warren, come give me the high set. Gets it. Nothing there on the roll, though.
No, just there's a lot of pounding.
Yeah, too much. Nice backdoor cut. Smith finishes on a beautiful look from Perry.
Man, that's on Oso again. He's in the game. He's got to stay with his man. He can't fall asleep looking at the basketball or looking at Perry, dribble and fiddle and diddle. Then your guy beats you on a backdoor cut.
There's Oso's first look for three. Back iron. Rebound on the floor, and it's going to be tie up again. This time it'll stay with East Lyme. So the Vikings with a 1-point lead here.
It's not much. I'm sorry, Casey. It's not much with the scoring with Riley on the bench, too, for East Lyme. It's the leadership. He's a senior. He plays composed. You got a sophomore in there and Oso. It's time to step up a little bit. He's got to play some big minutes with Riley with 2 fouls.
Raymond does a nice job and gets Elmer to knock it out of bounds. That was good defense by Sean Raymond. He got his hand in, deflected the pass. Still no subs in the game for New London. Iron Man 5.
Will they?
You might see Martinez, but that's it. Now, Raymond kicks back out. Phillips straightaway 3. Bang! Boo-boo! Knocks down a 3. There's that backdoor cut. Well defended that time by the Whalers. Warren goes up strong for the rebound. Whalers looking to run. Perry has it. Crossover into traffic. Bad decision by Perry. Tie up again, and we're going to have this time the Whalers. But Perry's got to pull up and knock down that shot or pull it out. But you got to know you can't dribble in their traffic.
Riley's back in the game. Coach is going to trust him with 2 personal fouls to come back in. Oso will sit.
Oh, sure. If he picks up his third, he's done for the half. But, there's no reason to not give him a shot there with 2.
Yeah.
All the way to the basket. Great defense from Mundell. Another extra great look. Walsh can't finish. Tipped, and it'll be New London basketball.
Yeah, but Riley can't believe he's missing layups. Owen should have finished that himself. There's no need for the extra pass. He's out on a head of steam. Just take it in.
Again, though, East Lyme getting great looks because of the extra pass. Perry drives, kicks. Warren, extra step. Whalers looked like they had a shot there. Instead, Perry goes baseline, pulls up just inside, short. And Mundell and Smith tying up for the basketball. That's good work there from Rowan Mundell.
He can get in your grill, can he?
Oh, look, that kid's a tough
He's a tough kid, man. He's
As someone who grew up vertically challenged myself.
Oh, this kid's tough.
You sometimes don't back away when you're the little guy.
That's right.
And he's not giving you an inch. They're making Walsh work like crazy to get through screens, though.
Yeah. Tough place to pick up your dribble if you row. Kobe Smith, like you said, harassing Riley over there.
Yeah, they usually do that. They put Smith on that guy they want to try to lock down. He's such a worker on the defensive end. Walsh goes by him, though. Left-handed scoop, no good, but no weak side box out, and Elmer finishes it up. Too many guys go to Riley. You can't have 3 guys go to Riley Walsh. He's not LeBron James. Got to have that weak side rebound. All the way to the basket. Perry soars and scores. In the lane, finishes O'Brien. He's played
Good
well.
move, huh? Good move. Comes to the box, flashes, makes himself available, turn to dump in. Quality looks by East Lyme. If they can knock down a few more shots, they might find themselves a little bit of separation right now.
Yeah, big man move by O'Brien in the lane. He's very comfortable scoring in the paint. You don't see a lot of kids comfortable with those back-to-the-basket moves, and he is. He's comfortable getting in.
Yeah, catches it 3 or 4 feet from the 10 and delivers.
Phillips, step back, pull up 3 is an air ball. And Warren was on the end line when he touched it, so it'll be East Lyme ball.
That's a shot that East Lyme doesn't mind Phillips taking. You know, kind of a bailout, drifting three.
Looking for the cutter. Nothing there. Second cutter. There it is. First cutter wasn't there. Second cutter angling to the basket. Beautiful look from O'Brien. And that's beautiful basketball by the Vikings.
Yeah, all day. You know, New London wants to challenge that jump out in the passing lane. When the jump out's not there, go back door.
Give East Lyme credit. They sent 3 people back door, and it wasn't until the third one that it was open. That's you don't see that a lot. You see one cutter. They sent 3 cutters, and the third one was the option. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. Warren gets a step, kicks out. Smith for 3. Back iron, but Warren hustles to the rebound. He drives to the basket, pulls up in the lane, no good. Rebound, Elmer.
Tough shot. Do you like that Bob Cousy-esque backdoor cuts? Holy Cross, your father, you know.
Boston Celtics. There's another backdoor cut right there. Walsh, reverse layup. No,
Can't
Phillips
find
for the rebound.
basket.
Phillips 1-on-3, finds Perry. Pull up 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
11 for Rodia. 3 triples for the man.
O'Brien pulls up, blocked by Savon Warren.
A little too slow that time on the release.
Phillips finds Perry, long 3, in and out. If that had gone down, Rowe was going to bring the crowd to its feet. Walsh, offensive foul. That's a tough way to get you third. He's going to have to come out of this game.
You know, I thought Jeff might have tried to find a way to get him out of the game with 2.5 minutes to go. Maybe he's pressing an awful lot on the offensive end. Can't knock down a triple, can't knock down a layup. I believe he's scoreless, right, in the first half? Yeah, he's got 0 points.
Caveira back in the ballgame, and he's missed probably 6 shots that he normally doesn't miss. Good defense, however, from the Vikings. They trapped Phillips. He forced a lousy pass, and Vikings will come out of it. Caveira with a 3. High arcing 3, and Warren's there for the rebound. Perry, other direction. Pull up, foul line jumpers too strong. Tipped, and Mundell comes out with it. Down close to a minute. Elmer pump fakes and gives it up. Instead, Anglin for 3. That's in and out. Warren with a rebound.
All right, East Lyme has showed that all year long, right? Going through stretches and pockets of games where they can't buy one, they can't score. You know, they've missed a lot of quality looks in the first half.
It feels like they should be up 6 points right now, and in fact, they're down 1. But it feels like they've gotten all the easier baskets, and they've missed a lot of easy opportunities. 40 seconds and a 1-point lead. Looks like New London will
Chops
opt
will take
for
the air out of it, yeah.
Caveira forces Smith to move the basketball. Gets it back to Phillips now. .20 seconds. Caveira hounds Smith. Now they get it to Perry. 10 seconds. Perry, pull up, harassed, 3, no good. Weak side rebound, Caveira. And he's going to have Elmer at the buzzer. No good. We're at halftime. And the Whalers have a 1-point victory here. 1-point lead as we head into halftime. 20-19, low-scoring game. And the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, will have a couple of questions for New London coach Craig Parker, who has opted out of the scooter. Sports doctor.
All right, Chop, 1-point lead heading into the locker room. They kind of beat you guys in the backdoor cut a little bit in the first half. What do you do defensively different?
Play smarter. Play smarter. Got to talk better on defense. We got to talk better.
Right, on the offensive end, you relied on the three-pointer an awful lot. What would you like to see more on the offensive end?
We'd like to see Savon get more involved. Our freshman Savon get more involved down this end of the floor, offensive end.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. Yep, better defensively talking and get the freshmen involved on offense. 1 point lead for the Whalers. We're at halftime. Come on back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Every new London Whaler who steps on the floor in Conway Gym has a wall of state championship banners to inspire them. But for senior Anthony Martinez, those banners read like a family history.
Like, all my uncles played baseball here. And my dad, I hear, was like the best one out of the family. He was all state too. My brother also played basketball and baseball. He went all state in baseball too. My dad, he won I think 4 state championships, 2 baseball and then 2 football.
You know, his brother was a pretty good baseball player here. You know, not just basketball. And, you know, Bebo is actually a good baseball player also.
Since Little League and before that, I just grew up basically following in his footsteps. My cousin, he played baseball before, even my brother did. He was older, so I used to come watch him play. He won the state championship, I think it was 2009. And since then, I always wanted to be a part of the tradition. I think about it every day, to be honest. I see, my brother went all state, my dad won state championships, he went all state. So I feel like I gotta live up to that.
It could be daunting to enter high school with a well-known family name. But Anthony had the support of more than just his big brother, Elijah.
He graduated a year before I came in. So, he had friends from, sports and everything. They were seniors, so, they always looked at me as, little bro, you know what I'm saying? They looked out for me since I was young. I have a lot of big brothers. All my brothers, all his friends, they look at me as little bro.
Now as a senior, Anthony sees himself in that big brother role.
Yeah, the freshmen, Deshaun and Savon, I look at them as little brothers now, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be there to support them after I graduate.
We hope there's that senior leadership, you know, someone that's been through the ropes here, you know, knows me, you know, knows the practice routine. Our first day of practice here, you know, it was very intense. You know, there was a lot of running, and some of the kids that weren't used to that, you know, it hit them pretty hard. And I think, you know, those guys could tell them, you know, as time goes on, you know, it's not like this every day.
I've played football, basketball, and baseball my entire life, and but I've always been a smaller kid and playing positions that a smaller kid would play. So it's just always been a constant battle against kids bigger than me, stronger than me, and I've just kind of learned to fight through it and give everything I got.
He is 100% heart. He's the heart and soul of this team. He's one of our vocal leaders. He's one of our leaders in his actions. And the players, especially our younger group, have a really nice group of sophomores. They really gravitate towards his leadership and the standard that he sets, and he brings them to a whole nother level of their play.
I've been playing football since I was 7.
Mundell down the sideline.
That just taught me how to be tough and taught me heart over height, and it doesn't matter how tall someone is, how big someone is. If you give it all you got, that's football taught me my toughness.
Touchdown, Rowan Mundell.
He's all heart.
Look at Mundell going up high and grabbing the rebound.
He's tough. He's gritty. He's determined. He understands his role, and he excels in that role. He knows he's the head of our defense. Our whole defense starts with him.
Beautiful defense. Mundell coming in the other direction for the Vikings.
He's going to put pressure on the point guard. And then when it comes to offense, he's not going to score a ton of points. He knows he understands he's not a go-to player, but he knows he's essential to our execution. He's going to facilitate our offense. He's going to get us in the right spots, and that's so invaluable. As a freshman, he came off the bench. He was a role player as a freshman on the freshman team. Sophomore year, also a role player. Last year, he was our backup point guard, and this year he's found himself as our starter and leader.
Mundell for the layup, and it's all going the Vikings' way.
He's kind of like that quintessential example of a kid just improving every single year, staying determined, and taking advantage of the opportunities when they present themselves.
Playing with the sports doctor during the summertime.
Aggressive? Let's play hard. Now let's have some fun.
It was a great experience. At first, we didn't expect much. We were we were shocked to hear the news and excited at the same time. And after the first game, we knew wow, this guy's a lot of fun. And after that first game with him, we knew the summer was going to be a lot of fun. And each game, we always had fun, and that's all he wanted us to do was play hard and have fun. So it was a great time.
That's what I'm talking about. That's clutch. That's what seniors do. That is clutch.
I grew up in New London. It's been about basically my whole life. I grew up watching my sister play. My sister played here. Her name's Shanae Strong. She played basketball. She played softball. My sister Dair, she played softball. She was pretty good at it. I know Jada, India, they went off to college. I was watching them. I know Rosalie Nicholson, she went to Hofstra. I know a couple of the girls that are in college, I was watching them grow as a player. Well, my first year, it wasn't a good experience for me, so I decided to move to a prep school because their basketball program was somewhat better. So I moved there, and as well for academics, because they had a smaller classroom setting. Then when I hit Putnam, it was like a whole different environment. Like the people there, they were welcoming, but I was kind of used to being in New London and their way of welcoming, so I didn't know what to expect. I was nervous. I didn't know how to interact with people as I knew how to do it here. So it was tough, but I got used to it. My first year when I reclassified, we lost the last game of the championship. That's how far we made it when I was there. My second year playing there, we went through 3 different coaches. I would get playing time, but it's not as much as when I came back and got playing time here with Coach Millsaps.
Kids go from high school to prep school.
Yeah.
Very rarely prep school to high school. How difficult of a decision was it for you?
It was actually really difficult. Like, I was determined to stay at the prep school, but my parents, my sisters, Coach Millsaps was reaching out to me nonstop, just saying how good of a coach she is and what she can produce for me as I'm getting older, moving on to college. I'm doing good here, but when I was at prep, I think I did way better. I don't know if it's because, like, me being a senior, because I would have been a junior if I was still at prep school. I don't know if me being a senior now, everything's just hitting me now with college and stuff. So I'm just not playing my game the way I usually play. But I think I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into a rhythm as the season moves forward.
Back at halftime, 1-point Whaler lead here. East Lyme has been playing great team basketball all day long, Sports Doctor.
Yep.
Tell us about this.
Yeah, you see the little triple backdoor cut to the rim, and there's Anglin on the finish, Casey. And again, you saw that 3 different times, 3 different players dove. And when it was covered the first time, they went back to the well, and it was successful. That's a part of that team basketball concept that East Lyme has used in the first half to be down by 1.
And they've missed a lot of easy shots, too.
Easy shots,
on
yeah.
the other side of things, New London really relying on a lot of individual play,
yep.
and including the efforts of this guy.
Yeah, and Rodia Perry with 3 triples. Again, catch-and-shoot situation. You talk about 2 different styles of play. That is it in a nutshell right there. The backdoor cut. Let's come down. Let's find our guy in the corner diving for a triple. Let's let him knock it down. So 2 completely different styles from both these teams.
And to be clear, for the folks watching, both are team basketball, but very different approaches,
yeah.
right? So the New London approach is a little more individual, break you down off the dribble, but look for your teammates on the wing or
right.
look for a cutter. And that's when Perry's at his best. When he can catch and shoot in rhythm, that's when he's at his best.
Right.
East Lyme is trying to beat you by allowing the New London defense to overplay
right.
and then beat you in the backside.
Yeah, 2 things to stand out for me. And, first of all, I think East Lyme should be up by 6 or 8. I mean, they missed a lot of bunnies. Riley's not in the scoring column. They missed a lot of layups, and just keep doing what they're doing. Second thing, I actually think Chop made a good point at halftime. We got to find a way to get Warren involved. He's good for 14, 16 a game. We've seen him go off a little bit. He's been almost non-existent on the putbacks and the offensive end as far as offensive rebounds and second chance scoring opportunities. Got to find him, get him a chance to get him the ball a bit more.
No points for Riley Walsh in the first half, correct?
None.
No points for Simon Warren?
Warren had 1 from the free throw line, yeah.
So 1 point between Walsh and Warren in the first half.
Yeah. And again, listen, I know Perry's the hot guy right now. He's got 13 right now, for Chop, 13 out of the 20. Is that sustainable? Yes. Is that the model that he wants to win? No, I don't think so.
Well, let me ask you this. Have I said to Jeff Bernardi before the game, hey, listen, at halftime, Walsh is going to have no points and you guys are going to miss 8 layups?
And you're down by 1.
You're down 1. He'd say, I'll sign up for it because I know Walsh isn't going to do that all game.
Well, he'll walk there, yeah.
Again,
job.
Too much individual that time. Get the ball. I like in the first 2 possessions of the game, New London was passing it the way around. Got to get back to that a little bit.
Yeah, Brendan Oso is a sophomore guard who has got a lot of ability out there. Just got to believe in himself. He's going to have to get some big minutes and a tough cover, with Smith on him. But Brendan Oso with Riley Walsh on the bench has got to step up a little bit.
I'd have Walsh back in the game with about 3 minutes in this quarter, and if he doesn't get a fourth, let it ride till he gets one. But if he gets one, then you got to pull him again. So there's the open look. Mundell gives it up. Dump down. O'Brien. Warren goes high for the block.
Just a little too slow. Warren can come in and swat that. He's quick. O'Brien's got to realize that help is going to come from the backside. And you got to move, son. He's wide open. It's a good look. Just be strong and be faster. Warren can make up ground, though, can he?
Unbelievable. Phillips, wild shot. Not what they were looking for. Off the knee of Elmer. It'll stay New London ball. But, again, too wild in the lane. Can't just go up in the air and kind of make it up as you go. And that's East Lyme's credit. They are playing very solid defensively.
Chop said to me off the record, he said, go into the locker, no flow and rhythm in this basketball game. He's right.
On the line, and it'll turn it over to East Lyme. And no, there isn't a lot of flow this game at all. It's I don't think either team is happy with how they're playing offensively. And I think both coaches would be relatively happy with how they're playing defensively. Little screen. Coach Green Brown talking about moving your feet. There's the backdoor cut, an extra look, and a good foul. A good foul. The extra look, weak side, and that's a good foul right there to not let the easy basket. And O'Brien, once he pump faked, you knew he was going to take the foul.
Yeah, you got Oso going to the rim. You got the shot blockers crashing, and Warren and Raymond. Little O'Brien on the backside. Good recognition. See if he can knock down a couple of free throws. Good job there by Oso as far as dishing at the rim.
Well, the backdoor cut is huge because it opens up everything because now everyone's reacting. It's kind of like in football why play action works, right? You get everyone flowing one direction,
yes.
and then you go back in the other direction, and that's what happens on that cut. You don't have to do a backdoor cut by the basket. A backdoor cut away up high gets everyone flowing in one direction.
O'Brien has got 10. He leads the way for the Vikings. I like the way it sounds.
Bad, dangerous area for Perry to be in. Raymond, strong to the rim. That's a nice, strong move, and Sean Raymond could do that more. He's been quiet as well.
We'll switch up here, to a zone by Chop. A little man-to-man. Switch, though, they got Smith, the taller Smith, on Mundell.
It's not man.
It's a zone. It's a matchup zone. I'm sorry. How do you attack the zone?
It's a new look for New London, too, by the way. The old school matchup zone.
Yep.
Not something they've traditionally done. They've always had a hard, good man. They've always had a good 2-3, I think, or a 1-3-1. But that matchup zone, which is becoming more popular in the high school basketball, especially locally, we're seeing a lot of coaches with that matchup zone. Man principles in a zone format.
You got an athletic kid like Smith at the point of that. You got some long arms. You can go get it. You can disrupt the passing lanes.
We're going to get a reach-in foul on O'Brien as he came over the back of Raymond. And that's a good example. So in order to get that foul, that pass has to be crisp so that Raymond can shield and make the catch. If that's a lazy pass in, that defender, you're not going to get a foul call. The defender's going to be rewarded. So good job by the strong, crisp pass to get that foul. Perry, now Warren, back to Perry. Foregoes the three, instead pulls up from the foul line. Splash.
The one-man show right now. 15 out of the 24 for the Whalers. It's one of these junctures in the game where New London's made an adjustment, Casey, and East Lyme down by 3. See how they react.
Oh, yes, there's no scoring over Warren, but O'Brien knows how to follow and finish.
Been waiting all day to use that.
Honestly, it just
came out?
Just popped in. Perry, straightaway 3, back iron. There's Kobe Smith. Finds a cutting Warren in the lane. Basket is good. And the foul. And the Whalers taking advantage of an extra chance. Extend the lead to 2 and an extra bonus shot for Savon Warren.
Well, isn't that what we're used to all year long for Warren? A little mixing it up, getting a second chance opportunity, going to the rim. Finally got himself a bucket, a hoop and a harm. New London can extend the lead to 4. And again, this is one of those junctures of the game where East Lyme's going to be careful because 4 can become 10 pretty quick against New London.
Everything was good about that for New London. A good shot, good hustle rebound, good cut.
Right.
That was a good execution of the things they do well. Warren's got to knock down the free throw, however.
How much time do you keep Riley on the bench with this zone defense for New London? He's a three-point shooter.
I said 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, how about 4?
Coach Bernardi's, as usual, a minute ahead of me. Now, here's the deal. It's simple as this. He plays till he gets his 4th foul. If he gets his 4th, he sits.
Yeah.
Now, remember, he got his 3rd on an offensive foul. So, Elmer, a foul line jumper. And I'll tell you what,
huh?
that guy is smooth.
Catch and shoot. Catch it high. Shoot it high. Oh, he can rise up.
Well, he finds the soft spot of the zone, and
it's a free throw. It's from the foul line. Yeah.
And it's invaluable if you can hit that shot. You can knock that shot down. You can bust a zone all day long. Warren drives, hangs, and scores.
Tough cover for O'Brien. The quick first step by Warren. That's an easy pickings right there for the young man. Little 6-foot jump shot.
Nice cut. O'Brien pump fakes, gets Warren in the air, and we're going to get a foul on Savon Warren. You know he's going to do the quick leap. That's nice headsy play by O'Brien to get him in the air.
Well, he's improved this year, hasn't he? O'Brien, from week 1 to now, he's a viable big man option for Jeff Bernardi out there. And like you talked about it earlier, there's not a lot of big men left in the league. They don't know how to play like that.
Well, you know
me. Around the rim, back to the rim, little drop step, hesitation, pump fake. There's not a lot of that. It's
well, you know me, Sports Doctor. I always look to next year. I always like to see what's coming back. And I just think that O'Brien and Elmer back next year.
They'll be all right.
That's a nice starting place, though, with some of the young guards, Oso, Guevara. Yeah. But those 2 guys who can shoot it and score around the basket automatically makes East Lyme interesting to me next year. O'Brien has a chance to really, wreak havoc on people next year. Warren goes baseline, hangs, floats. Oh,
tough.
Savon Warren is starting to heat it up here in the second half. Three-point Whaler lead. Turnover. Warren coming the other direction.
Tough passing through the zone like that.
Phillips, wide open 3. Back iron, but Warren tracks down the rebound. Finds a cutting Phillips for the layup. Freshman, and a 5-point lead for the Whalers. Timeout, East Lyme. This timeout is brought to you by Groton City Utilities. As a leader in southeastern Connecticut, we provide essential electric, water, and other services at prices which reflect exceptional customer value and quality. We enhance and support the vitality and livability of the communities we serve. Groton City Utilities.
All right, so New London's got a couple things cooking right now. They got their freshman star involved in the game. Both of them, Phillips on the backdoor cut there. So they kind of like the way they're doing. More players besides Pedro is getting involved. And for right now, for Jeff Bernardi, what's the adjustment do you make versus that zone? How do we crack it? How do we get some open looks? And how do we find our senior player in Riley Walsh to get cooking and start heating him up a little bit? There you see that little youth is served off the miss. Warren, the bounce by Phillips to the rim. And nice job that time by Boo Boo for 2.
Give Phillips credit. because once he made the shot, it's easy to hang out on the perimeter. He
followed his shot.
Yeah, he made a
followed his
definitive
shot.
cut to the basket and let Warren find him. Phillips, in the modern game, it wouldn't have been unusual for him to just hang out back there at the three-point line.
Or run back the other way.
He crashed and made himself available. So what were the two things Coach Parker said they needed to do better? Get Warren involved offensively.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
And talk more defensively, which I think
they
are.
made a change. Yeah, and they made a change, too, so that helps.
So, I mean, right now, New London's got a 5-point lead, in part because they've made the adjustments they were hoping to make. Now, what is the East Lyme adjustment to that? It's a dump down into O'Brien.
What a good seal, huh?
And that's an easy shot.
Yeah, what a good seal that time. The big man. 16 for my man O'Brien. That was too easy, Case.
It was. Warren, he wants to go for that three.
He wants to go off the bounce, too.
Good patience. Instead, Phillips straightaway three. That one's wild. Other direction. Great look from Mundell to Anglin. And the Vikings with a quick 4-0
Just like
run.
that. Just like that. Off the timeout, off the adjustment.
Phillips spins. High floater, but good defense by Elmer.
Yep, nice job on the weak side.
Touchdown, Mundell, O'Brien, and the Vikings are on top one, and Jeff Bernardi is fired up.
How about a little 6-0 run off the timeout for the Vikings?
Straightaway three by Warren. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
9 points in the quarter for Warren, 10 for the game. Heating up at the X.
Three.
Boy, look at that.
Owen Elmer with a triple.
Got a ball game here.
25 seconds remaining in the quarter. A 1-point lead for the Vikings.
An 8-2 run off that timeout.
Phillips hounded by Mundell. He spins, and we're going to get a foul on Mundell with 8.9.
His second.
Vikings foul number 0. Look for New London to get the ball into Pedro's hands here with 9 seconds remaining for the last shot of the quarter. And right on cue, the Vikings will throw in. They're going to get Walsh out of this game, so he doesn't get a cheapie.
Yeah, and Mundell too, yeah.
So Bureau and Guevara check into the ball game. All right, there's Pedro with the basketball. 7 seconds remaining. Anglin on him. Crossover. Wants that three. Step back. Pump fake. Wild three at the buzzer. No good. We're at the end of three, and the Vikings have a 1-point lead. Is another upset brewing? Come find out. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, we provide solutions to all of your dental needs. Your smile is our top priority. Visit us today at waterforddentalhealth.com and by Core Plus Credit Union. Love the home you're in? Well, borrow based on the finished value of your home before your renovations begin. Apply today at coreplus.org.
One-point lead for the Vikings, and right now, Jeff Bernardi smells upset.
Yeah, a little adjustment off the timeout. Get out in transition. O'Brien at the rim for two. You know, East Lyme, again, we talked about that. They were down by 5, and it could have been 10 pretty quick. They call timeout. They go on a 6-0 run, 8-0-2 run. They find themselves up by 1 going into the fourth quarter. And I tell you, it's who's going to step up, you know? It's O'Brien and it's Elmer for East Lyme. And in that third quarter, it was Warren. Message received in the locker room by Chop Parker. So is Anglin going to make a play? Is Walsh going to get involved in this game? And Walsh got hot against NFA the other night down the stretch. Knocked down 3 3-pointers in the second half. So still think he may play a factor.
Well,
good ball game, huh?
Yeah, someone's looking to punch their ticket to Tuesday night at the Mohegan Sun, and If it's East Lyme, they will have gone through the 2 and 3 seed NFA in New London, and that is a remarkable run. But right now, this is a very different East Lyme team than the team we saw earlier this year against NFA. Much improved, sharing of the basketball, and a toughness that is apparent. They'll have the ball and a 1-point lead here to start the fourth quarter.
No panic, right? No panic.
So they didn't check in. So that Guevara and Bureau, who finished the third period on the floor, have to stay on the floor to start the fourth period. So Walsh and Mundell will come over to the scorer's table to check in, and they will then come into the game first whistle that we have.
That's fine. Is that ticky-tack or is that a rule?
Oh, it's a rule. They didn't check in.
All right. Is it ticky-tack, though, or is it a rule?
It's a rule.
Okay.
Sports doctor, without rules, we would have
chaos. Without rules, it would be chaos.
There's a nice dump down, but Warren got his hand on it. Steal, and I don't know how we don't get a foul call there on Phillips, who got shoved, but East Lyme
Bureau gave him a
overcame.
little bit of a little forearm.
Well, that's I'd call that savvy. Savvy basketball.
Little Rick Martel forearm over there. Yeah.
Iron Mike Sharp.
Yeah.
Straight away, side three, and look at Warren get up high. And then Elmer does a great job tying up Raymond. Whalers got to get that basketball a little stronger, and instead stays with New London, but I always love those possession changes. Now the next one will be East Lyme. So Walsh and Mundell back into the ballgame. Little token pressure here for the Vikes. There's the trap spot. Warren beats it. Pulls up the dribble. Swing it to Perry. And now New London will reset. Warren, step back, 3.
That's
Got
tough.
it!
Oh, is that tough or what?
Walsh, other direction. Oh, he got away with one. We got a block on Warren, and I thought that was going to be Riley Walsh's 4th.
They call it on the floor. Brett Yeoman's on the spot.
3rd team foul on Warren, something to keep an eye on. Perry comes out of the pack. Phillips off to the races. Boo-boo for 2. Four-point lead for New London. Elmer, dump down. O'Brien, nice job by Raymond. He tipped it, and then O'Brien tipped it. Possession, New London with a 4-point lead.
Bit of 1-3-1 look here for East Lyme. Look the
Phillips,
trap.
Danger area. Up top, though, Perry. Nice look underneath and good recovery, weak side by Walsh.
Bit of 1-3-1 look, and they're going to trap off that, too. Good recovery that time by Walsh on the back end. Like you said, once you sell out, you leave yourself exposed.
Four-point lead, 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. You see Warren feeling it, stutter step, drive, and he traveled with a step straight up. Has to go straight up there, got that little slide of the feet. Mundell, and now Walsh. Hard to believe, Walsh not in the scoring column.
Nope.
And look at Phillips.
That's tough.
He fronted O'Brien and came out with it. But Anglin, steal, drive, and he can't get it to go.
You can't, that's tough, man. You cannot throw the ball over the top with Phillips like that. He can go up and get it and climb the ladder. It looks like a mismatch, but it's not. That kid could jump from here to Conway Gymnasium.
And because of how high he can get up, the height that you have to put that pass to get it over the top of him.
The ball's going to be out of bounds.
Right.
Yeah.
And if otherwise, it allows really easy weak side slide over because it's not like it's a quick pass. We got a timeout, New London. They want to talk things over up 4 with 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. This timeout brought to you by Groton City Utilities, providing essential electric, water, and other services at prices which reflect exceptional customer value and quality. Groton City Utilities, enhancing and supporting the vitality and livability of the communities we serve. All right, Coach Bernardi, 4 points down. New London's got the ball. What's your conversation?
Well, we're going to stop here on D. That's first and foremost. But I think the offense is getting a little bit stagnant over there. So maybe a little more better ball movement. Let's try and free up a shooter on the perimeter. Can we see if our senior sharpshooter can get involved? A lot of their offensive sets the last 3 or 4 times have been basically on this right-hand side of the floor. Swing the ball over, get Will Anglin involved, get some touches for Riley on the perimeter, and let's let it rip.
Now, Sports Doctor, can we agree that the name Casey is a fabulous name?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
Right. Well, happy 28th birthday to New London's great Casey Cochran, because I remember when he was born and his father, Jack, saying, I got this name Casey, I really love it. And then I said, well, the deal, coach, is that your kid can't be better than me at everything, because I got to be it. I have to. And Casey Cochran said, no, I'm gonna do a little more. Happy birthday, Casey. Drive, good defense by East Lyme. Mundell with a steal, up ahead it goes. Walsh, and there finally is a basket for Riley Walsh off the left hand.
Maybe that gets him going a little bit here. Mundell made that play happen, touchdown pass. Walsh at the rim for 2.
It all starts with the defense. East Lyme can turn it up. New London gets out of sync when the defense, when they're trying to slow it down. They get out of sync. They got to run their offense here. Still 4.5 minutes left. Phillips beats Mundell, but turns it over. East Lyme has numbers. Walsh, look for the pull-up 3. Good job by Smith closing that out.
He thought about it, didn't he?
Instead, Riley's going to pull the trigger on
He's
one
gotta.
of these. Including that one, which would have been from the parking lot.
Wyndham up, 52-37 over Griswold, Division II semifinal.
Yeah, Wyndham beat them twice during the year. We knew Wyndham was going to win that one.
Producer Peter Wappy
Peter
fell off his chair.
Peter Wappy had that one called. Hoping there's a practice at Wyndham High School on Monday.
Fell off his chair.
Dump down, looking for a backdoor cut. Good hands. Elmer kicks. Mundell for 3. That's a big shot by Rowan Mundell.
Big time shot right there by Mundell in the corner. Fired up.
1 point Viking lead.
Winning time here. 3 and change left to go, 4th quarter. This is winning time.
Kobe Smith shoots a 3. No good. Weak side rebound, Elmer. Now let's see if the Vikings run their offense or if they take a little air out. Up 1 with 3 minutes. Oh, bad turnover. Up ahead now. Perry goes up strong. Can't finish, but he's going to get the foul on Walsh. That's Walsh's 4th.
That's a good call. That's a good call. I know Riley thought he was giving ground, but that was a good call. Jeff won't argue that one. That was a good call.
I think Perry's got to try to go up a little stronger and score that one. I think he was looking for the contact, which is smart, but I want the basket and one.
I want to go to the rim.
I want it all. And a shooter's touch ties the game at 41. One more for Pedro Perry. Knocks that one straight down, and the Whalers back on top by a point.
There's 17 for Perry to lead the way for the Whalers.
Buckle up, Sports Doctor. I think we got ourselves a
winning time.
Finish. Anglin in the lane, short, gets his own rebound, and he's fouled by Phillips, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Great individual effort from Will Anglin.
Yeah, I think he was kind of surprised that he was that open. He kind of short-armed that first shot. Just go strong with it, Will. Finish. And again, that's the attention that Walsh received on the outside from the three-point line. You know, the pass didn't go to him, and Will made himself available at that foul line extended.
So I see Coach Bernardi sending Guevara to check into the game. He's going to check in for Walsh with the 4 fouls. But, you know, I don't know how long you leave Walsh out.
I would leave him on the floor. I don't understand.
You think, I don't know,
2:49.
maybe overtime you want to have him, but I mean, maybe you keep him out for a minute. Anglin misses both. But a backside hustle play, and Anglin knocks it out of bounds.
I think everything is important right now with 2 and change left. It's, the layups, the free throws, the misses, each possession.
Yeah, I mean, Anglin had a layup and 2 free throws, came away empty. I know he's going to be disappointed with that. Phillips picks his dribble up and a timeout.
Shot.
New London calls a timeout with 2:35 as the St. Bernard Saints, the #1 team in the ECC. Coach Mark Jones, they are filtering into the building right now, and they're going to have their seat, and they're going to watch the last 2:35 of this one. Of course, they will be playing in our next game, our 1 o'clock tip against the Waterford Lancers here at the X. So the Saints and Coach Jones, with their trio of fabulous freshmen, as well as their super sophomores, they are a young, exciting team, the #1 seed in the ECC Division I tournament, and they'll be up next at 1 o'clock playing the host team, if you will, the Lancers of Waterford. New London High School with a 1-point lead and the basketball. 2:35 remaining. East Lyme has played very well, and I thought, has left a lot out there still, too. I mean, there's a lot of easy shots. Coach Bernardi, if they do not win this game, he will speak of the missed opportunities for the Vikings. Perry picks up his dribble. Now Warren. Warren with a mismatch on O'Brien. Also picks the dribble up. Now Perry. New London's going to take some air out. They're looking for an open shot. Perry on the floor. He's going to need a timeout. And they get a timeout, but
too much dribbling. You got to watch that 5 count, too. That Greg Keith was ready to call the 5 on Perry with Anglin on him. But just, I know they were trying to take the air out of it a little bit, but, East Lyme's defense is not going to allow you to do that because that ball pressure is going to push you further away from the basket, and they're going to make you challenged because of the 5-second count.
Sports Doctor, one of the great visuals I've had of the day is the Viking Valley student section in a unusual location here at the X. Viking Valley,
and Lancer Nation,
under the shadow of Lancer Nation. If that's not a metaphor for the last 8 years here on game day, Viking Valley trying to climb over the top of Lancer Nation. That's a possible matchup at the Sun on Tuesday night because East Lyme down 1 here with 2:05 remaining. It's a metaphor, Sports Doctor.
Yeah. This is why you need a shot clock in high school basketball, yes.
Raymond fouled by Elmer. 5th foul on the Vikes. So, that's another thing we haven't said. 5 and 4 with this period of the game.
Right.
Great officiating. That we're not close to 7 fouls yet either. Letting them go. Walsh back in the game. Right on cue.
Well, I think he was trying to go offense, defense, but he can't wait that long.
Well, no, because he might, with the way when New London wants to take the air out of the ball, he may never get it back on the floor. Be interesting to see who Walsh guards. I'd go right after him. If I were New London, I'd recognize that. I'd go right after him. And East Lyme is picking up the defense. They are not allowing the entry passes from New London.
No, it's the ball pressure and then challenge the passing lanes. Jump.
Perry will inbound. He'll go back court again to, inside it's the Warren. Back to Perry. A little different. Now back up top. Warren will go.
Gotta play him.
Yep. Mismatch. Warren goes right by. Jump stop, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Savon Warren is a mismatch for Gavin O'Brien away from the basket like that. So East Lyme's got to crash and give help.
Yeah.
Warren did a real nice job slicing, and he'll go to the line.
Yep. Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough cover. I mean, he's got that quick first step. He can knock down a 3. He got the whole toolbox, as they would say.
Well, he does, but when he's away from the basket, big free throw. When he's away from the basket, you need a guy like Mundell guarding because he's away from that far out.
Push him and harass him,
right,
and run with him.
Because he's not necessarily a great ball handler as much as he has explosive first step. Now, if he increases his ball handling, and a soft bounce for the freshman. If he improves his ball handling, then he becomes a menace beyond words.
Warren's got 14 here in the second half.
I think Riley's going to hit his first 3 of the game before long. I just feel this coming up. But look at Walsh. Instead, it's Mundell. Back iron, rebound, Anglin, and he gets the follow. Will Anglin's been crashing the glass for East Lyme. Warren, stutter step with the left, finds Raymond, who lost it on the floor. Steal, O'Brien ahead of everybody. Perry trails him. O'Brien scores. The Vikings have the lead.
Big time defensive pressure. The run out by O'Brien and the delivery from the big fella. 20 in the game.
Great matchup here. Anglin on Perry. Under a minute remaining. 50 seconds now down to 45. Perry, pull up over Anglin, and he buries it.
Big time shot by Perry. Great ball game.
What a great semifinal here at the X. Weak side, blocked by Kobe Smith. O'Brien pump faked and Smith stayed with it. And a timeout East Lyme with 25 seconds left.
What
Down
a game.
1.
What a game.
This timeout brought to you by Groton City Utilities, enhancing and supporting the vitality and livability of the communities they serve. Leader in southeastern Connecticut, Groton City Utilities. I got another one of these after this, right?
Yeah, what a ball game here. 11 a.m., no sleepwalking through this one, partner.
Now, I just want to go on the record. A minute ago, we were talking about Wyndham having a big lead over Griswold, which would punch Wyndham's ticket to the Mohegan Sun on Tuesday. And we joked about our producer falling out of his chair. It's not because we don't want Wyndham there. They're a great team and they're deserving it. It's only because we have to go find some footage of Wyndham so that we can make sure we give them their appropriate due. That's an interesting team to me. They are playing really good basketball down the stretch, and we just saw their girls team. We hadn't even talked. We talked about the possibility of a New London run.
Right.
We didn't talk about Wyndham.
Yeah. Now, Wyndham is Coach Gonzalez did a good job the other night, the Mohegan Sun, too.
And I'll
great guy.
Andy Gonzalez vaulted himself right into my favorite coaches.
I like him.
When your opening question to him, he took the first 15 seconds to praise Plainfield, praise John Larange, praise how much better they've gotten.
All right, winning time here, 25 seconds to go in the game.
Beautiful inbounds. Elmer, what a play by Bernardi out of the timeout. Bernardi set up the great inbounds. 1 point lead for the Vikes. Warren skies, and he'll go to the line. Savon Warren will go to the line with 12 seconds left, down 1.
Owen Elmer, his third, team's 7. Warren to the line, shooting 2.
Jeff Bernardi with the X's and O's. Savon Warren with the fearless freshman attitude. He'll go to the line. First one is no good. Strong off the iron. And he's their best offensive rebounder, so.
Yeah.
He knocked down 2 off a friendly bounce.
All right, a lot of pressure
strong.
here for the freshman. Shaking his head. Calm your nerves, son. Bend at the knees.
Second one is up, no good. Rebound, Anglin. Whalers are going to have to foul. And they foul Walsh.
And the problem with this is they've got 2 more fouls to go before East Lyme shoots. We saw this problem the other night with NFA. They didn't have enough fouls. They're not going to have any time. And if they don't double and trap and get the ball back, they are not going to win this ball game.
7.7 seconds remaining and a 1 point lead for East Lyme. They've got the ball. All they need to do is inbound it, eat up clock one more time, and then another time they'll go to the line. New London's best case scenario is maybe 6 seconds remaining in the game to get them at the line?
Best case, you got to foul
6.
2 more. Yeah, you got to foul 2 more times.
Yeah, so 6 seconds is the best case to get them at the line.
Right, and if you get a run out on one of the inbounds, you could easily burn 3 or 4 seconds.
The best foul would be a holding foul trying to get to the ball. You know?
And listen, if I'm that New London coaching staff, I'm going to say to the refs, anything close to one of my guys even touching somebody, that's our intention. Don't let one of our guys throw somebody down on the floor.
So Anglin will inbound. Perry's on the ball. Looking for the lob over the top. Too much time. It's 5.7.
And again, you saw not the first, not the second with Anglin, but the third option became available when Owen Elmer stepped up. You know, Mundell kind of runs through like he's going to get it. Anglin comes to the ball, players watch, and then Elmer slips to the corner, and he's wide open.
And Coach Bernardi is going to call another timeout because now he knows he's going to set up the following. He's going to set up this inbound, and they're going to look for the long pass on this one. He's going to try to set up the long pass because he wants to take as much time as he can off of it, maybe even get, you know, near the basket.
Right, and he's going to make sure whoever's going to catch the ball is a shooter.
That's right.
You don't want Mundell handling the ball right now. You don't want him catching the ball. You know, get Riley the ball.
That's right.
You know, Anglin missed the last. Elmer can knock down a couple of free throws. Gavin O'Brien has showed you the same thing. So,
and he's also setting up what we're doing off the 1-and-1.
Yes.
So they each have one as East Lyme has
timeouts.
one, New London has two.
Yeah.
But East Lyme still has one timeout. So you're going to see that timeout saved for maybe off of the makes, what they're going to do there.
Sure.
But right now, that timeout was to set up this inbound play. Everything he has touched off of a timeout has turned to gold so far. There it is, the touchdown. They didn't go for it, though. They had it. And instead, we're going to get a foul. Walsh, the good news for East Lyme is Walsh goes to the line.
Yeah.
Bad news is only 5 seconds. New London's got to be thrilled because that touchdown pass
That was there.
Was
oh,
there.
and Elmer was there, yeah.
Walsh to the line. He'll shoot 1-and-1.
Chop still has 2 timeouts left in his pocket, too.
If they get this rebound, they'll call the timeout. Regardless, they'll have a timeout here. 5 seconds, a lot of time to get a final shot off, so that won't be the issue. First is the free throw. Walsh knocks it down.
Splash.
Listen, for a guy who's had maybe his worst scoring game of the season.
This is big time right here.
You know, these are more important than anything. One more for Riley Walsh. Knocks it down.
Pretty smooth, right?
And Coach Bernardi calls the timeout.
Yep.
His last one.
Pretty smooth right there, huh? Pretty calm. You saw the difference. The freshman missing a couple at the line. And then you see the senior knocking down 2. And the body language for New London kind of tells it all.
Well, they got 5 seconds to get off the last shot. They need a 3. Now, with 5 seconds remaining, you could look for the gimme 2 and a foul, make them do it again. But I wouldn't do that only because I don't think you can get it back up for a reasonable shot. So they got to draw up the best screen they can. They're going to probably do what they did against NFA, try to get it in Perry's hands, get him to ISO, and he's going to be pulling up for 3.
That's basically what it is. I mean, if I'm Jeff right now, I don't want to foul. I don't want to put them at the line and shoot 1-on-1. They could, I just, a lot of things to play in.
I'm going to say this. I would.
You would foul him.
Up 3?
Yeah.
I would, because then you have to make and intentionally miss.
Yeah, and then
And I wouldn't worry about that because you still have to make the first one and then intentionally miss the second one.
All right, so let's see what he does.
I would foul.
I think Jeff is going right now to tell Greg Keith that we're going to foul.
Yeah,
we are going to foul.
I would foul here.
Okay. Just let him know the intentions. We want to foul.
Because then you have to make the first one and then miss the other one on purpose.
Now, I like the full court pressure look. Riley on the bench, obviously, with his 4 fouls.
Smith, back to Perry. Harassed through the double team. No call. The East Lyme Vikings improbably going to the Sun. Upset over the number 2 seed Whalers. Following the upset over the number 3 seed NFA Wildcats, Jeff Bernardi has punched his team's ticket to the Sun. Wow! You see the congratulations. What an effort from the East Lyme Vikings. The Valley is singing a song. So the Vikings pull off the upset. The sports doctor is going to have a exhausted Coach Jeff Bernardi, as well as a group of Vikings led by our Waterford Dental Health player of the game. Sports doctor, take it away.
All right, Jeff, come on in here. A happy group of East Lyme Vikings. Jeff, you guys got down by 5 points late in this game. You called the timeout. What was said in that timeout?
It was really what I said at halftime. I thought we weren't playing together. I thought we were doing a little too solo, too much hero ball in the first half, settling for the first quick three instead of working and earning a bucket. And we made that transition in the second half when we got much better looks. But really, it's the heart of this team. They just refuse to lose, refuse to give up. And it's just tremendous heart and passion. And that's why we won this game.
Now, you talked about your senior leadership yesterday. You talk about the seniors that kept the glue in. But how about some of these other people chipping up today that were juniors? Owen Elmer, Gavin O'Brien. Some of these kids that, if your best scorer doesn't have it in Riley Walsh, talk about what it means to be that complete team.
We have no MVP on this team. We are by committee, collective effort. I mean, Gavin's been there for us all season. Owen, even though it doesn't show up in the box score, if I had to make an MVP vote, I'm voting for Owen. Because we run our entire offense through him. He makes the next play. He visualizes the next play before it even happens. And he's making jump shots now, and he's contributing on the defensive end. And his presence is invaluable. And Brendan also gave us some really good minutes today off the bench, too. Big spot for a sophomore with Riley in foul trouble, and his contributions were very positive.
Right, one last thing before I get to Gavin. This team got hot down the stretch. You lost back-to-back games to Ledyard and NFA. Was there any kind of line drawn in the sand and said, listen, we still have everything in front of us. We can get to the Mohegan Sun. We can make a run at the league title and make a little noise in the States. What was talked about after those two losses?
It was part of the process, and that's such a redundant statement, but we lost 5 games where we had the lead in the last minute. So, I mean, we could easily be sitting here at 15-5, but we're not. But we're better for it because that was a reality check for us. Like, if we continue to make the mistakes we're making, we're going to come up on the short end. And we just dug in. Our practices became better. And once we started to believe and gain some confidence, now we're going to play for a championship.
Well, he's our Waterford Dental Health player of the game. All smiles, Gavin O'Brien. Gavin, 20 points. Talk about what it was like to go up against Savon Warren. He's a big, strong kid. He can jump out of the gym. What did you like about your game out there tonight?
I mean, I knew he was going to be physical, but we trusted our offense, and we're a family here, and everyone has trusted each other. Get me the ball, or other people that get the open shot, and that's really just how we won.
Yeah, and Coach talked about it, too. The backdoor cuts were there. Team discipline basketball. I mean, how much fun are you guys having right now?
Oh, we're having a lot of fun. We're ready for the sun, baby.
He's our Waterford Dental Health play game. Could have been anybody. Listen, I just
got one thing. You gotta fight for your right to vote.
Well, 49-46. Your first trip to the sun of this year goes to the East Lyme Vikings. Congratulations. Come on back 35 minutes away. We've got number 4 Waterford and number 1 St. Bernard's for the trip to the sun. You've been watching Game Day live on theday.com.
The following is a presentation of The Day.
The number 1 St. Bernard Saints and the number 4 host Waterford Lancers hope to show up and put on a show like we just saw from New London and East Lyme, and one of them will punch their ticket to play the Vikings Tuesday night at Mohegan Sun. We've got all the action live for you on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Scient Federal Credit Union. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more. Casey O'Neill along with the sports Dr. Keith O'Brien, and we've got our second semifinal. On semifinal Saturday, it's the boys ECC Division I tournament. Of course, Game 1, a just brilliant game between East Lyme and New London, 49-46 Vikings. Congratulations, Jeff Bernardi. We'll see them at the Sun Tuesday night. And this one, St. Bernard's has been out in front of the pack all year long at number 1. Mark Jones has a very young, talented team, and he is playing, the standard of the last few years in the ECC. It's been Waterford, and we'll see what the Lancers can throw at the Saints tonight.
And surprise, surprise, Waterford is playing in the semifinal Saturday in the ECC. Casey, winners of 4 straight. Waterford's kind of hitting their stride a little bit. Offensively, they can be challenged at times, but you know you're going to get out of Coach Bill Bassett, coach team. Hard defense, value the basketball, go out and get it a little bit. And as for St. Bernard's, 8-10. 8 out of their last 10 they've won. Their 2 losses have come to Northwest and Immaculate. 1 loss in the league this year to Ledgers. So they have been the standard all throughout, since November, December when the season started. And they're making the step up. They were Division II the last few years. They're Division I right now. And they are solid. And we've talked about youth being served. Which served at St. Bernard's?
3 freshmen and 2 juniors in the starting lineup. Yep. And I think that's part of why, and I will say, if there's been a team that can somehow be underappreciated, I think it's the Saints. I think a lot of people, and myself included, have sort of waited for them to hit, some bumps, and they keep chugging along. Now they've lost to Immaculate, like you said, they lost to Northwest Catholic. They lost those games, and those are to state powerhouse teams, but we keep waiting for them to throw a clunker in, and they haven't thrown any clunkers.
No, they haven't done it. I mean, just that 1 loss to Ledgers, but they are clicking on all cylinders, and they've done what they needed to do to put themselves in a position to get back to the Mohegan Sun for the 5th straight season, I would believe, in a division championship game, obviously Division II the last few years, but, taking that leap has not been that big of a deal for Mark Jones, his staff, and his players.
And on the other side of things, a down year in Waterford, and you're 16-5.
Sure.
A better record than both the teams we saw earlier had. In Waterford, they haven't beaten the elite, but they haven't played poorly, and they've been in those games. That loss to St. Bernard's was one of the worst ones they've had on the year. And Bill Bassett is very tough to beat 3 times in a season. It might be a lot to ask.
Yeah, obviously Waterford lost second game of the season 54-52 to St. Bernard's, and then St. Bernard's putting one on. They beat them by 19 back at the end of January.
And I like Bill Bassett, his ability to adjust. I can see what the Lancers, a veteran team, have for these young Saints. We're going to meet our starting lineups in a moment, but let's turn it over to the voice of the X, Mr. Andy Walker.
Or you'll be at risk of being ticketed or towed. Restrooms are located across the hallway from the entrance to the field house. Please take note of emergency exits, which are located at each corner of the field house. We would also like to thank the Day and the Game Day crew for their outstanding coverage of ECC sports that is second to none. Let's hear it for them. The ECC, along with the CIAC, has made a commitment to pro sportsmanship in all athletic contests. Please show respect for all players, coaches, game officials, and spectators. Anyone violating our standards of sportsmanship will be warned once. Continued violations may lead to removal from the contest. Cheer for your team and not against your opponent. And as important today as ever, please respect the game. And now for this afternoon, starting lineups for this Division I ECC semifinal. Number 4 seeded Waterford High School enters the game with an overall record of 16 wins, 5 losses. Led by head coach Bill Bassett, assisted by Mike Stradeski, Tim Leinberg, and Kyle Florio. And now for the the starting five. At guard, a junior wearing number 3, Logan Peabody. At guard, a senior wearing number 10, Nolan Goldsnyder. At center, a sophomore wearing number 35, Juan Morel. At forward, a senior captain wearing number 11, Jordan Elsey. And at forward, a senior captain wearing number 30, Sean O'Connell. The Waterford Lancers. The number 1 seeded St. Bernard High School enters the contest over a record of 18 wins, 3 losses, led by head coach Mark Jones, assisted by Lamar Michael, Frankie Lee, and Shem Adams. And now for the Saints starting 5. At guard, a junior wearing number 1, Cedric Semillian. At guard, a freshman wearing number 4, Amir Gray. At guard, a junior wearing number 12, Tyson Wheeler. At forward, a freshman wearing number 24, Amari Marshall. And at guard, a freshman wearing number 3, Devin Williams. The St. Bernard Saints. Officials for this afternoon's game.
There is your starting lineups in tonight's ball game. As we're ready to tip off, let's take a chance to meet all of the players in today's game.
Colby Quinn, Summer Ray Elementary.
Cedric Semillian, Sevside Elementary.
Eli Borbin, Pine Point Elementary.
Devin Williams, Salty Springs Elementary.
Amir Gray, Gallup Hill Elementary.
Colin O'Leary, Homeschooled Academy.
Luke Brannigan, Deansmill Elementary.
Tyson Miller, The Grotto Elementary.
Dominic Robinson, Dayton Elementary.
Connor Harris, Sacred Heart Elementary.
Corbett Brashaw, St. Mary's St. Joseph School.
Amari Marshall, RMMS Elementary.
Odin Malls, Colchester Elementary.
Jacob Widener, Shepherd's Hill Elementary School.
Patrick Daly, Tilted Towers Elementary School.
Aiden Bousquet, Oswegatchie Elementary.
Logan Peabody, Oswegatchie School.
Patrick Bars, Quaker Hill Elementary.
Derek Rivera, Winthrop Elementary.
Nolan Golshner, Quaker Hill Elementary.
Jordan Elsey, Great Neck Elementary.
Evan McHugh, Great Neck Elementary.
Evan Piotrowski, Quaker Hill Elementary School.
Nate Hines, Oswegatchie Elementary.
AJ Dollinger, Stanton Elementary.
Anthony Jessic, Great Neck Elementary.
Sean O'Connell, Quaker Hill Elementary.
CJ Landry, the Great Neck Elementary School.
Juan Morel, Winthrop Elementary School.
Saul Lascona, Jennings Elementary School.
The Day is committed to giving our readers the best in sports coverage. Our staff dedicates itself to the in-depth stories, photos, columns, and video content our readers know and trust. Subscribe today to receive full access to all our coverage. theday.com/subscribe.
Are moments away from tip-off. The number 1 seeded St. Bernard Saints in the white uniforms with the red numbers, and the Waterford Lancers will be in the blue with the red, and they are the number 4 seed. Sports Doctor, one difference between the Waterford team we're going to see today and the Waterford team we saw last time is big 6'8" sophomore Juan Morel is healthy and playing, and he, along with 6'4" Sean O'Connell, 6'3" Logan Peabody, 6'2" Jordan Elsey, does provide one of the longer lengths that we've seen in a starting 5 this year. St. Bernard's, a little smaller. Amir Gray, Tyson Wheeler. Sure, they got Amari Marshall, and Semillian's a big guy too. But I'll be interesting to see if they stay smaller, if this length of Waterford gives them problems.
Rob Bono, Anthony Malhoit, and Andy Kane, your officials today. And we're underway.
Yep, Amir Gray off the Marshall tip. Earlier this year, it's been Wheeler who's been a real problem for Waterford. His first 3 is off the mark, and Goldschneider, and he has Gray on him.
Something about it, maybe Bill Bassett, a little locked in before the game with assistant coaches, and I think the whole thing with East Lyme winning, and Waterford thinks they got a shot here.
Yeah, O'Connell underneath with the offensive glass off the Peabody miss.
Jeff Bernardi and Bill Bassett talking in the hallway, saying maybe we'll see you on Tuesday night. And 5 years too late, but we'll see you at Tuesday night, maybe at the Mohegan Sun.
Gray, bad miss. O'Connell with the rebound. So 2 bad misses by the Saints. Waterford come in the direction now. Straight away, Goldschneider drives. Left-hander's no good and tipped out. It'll go to Elsie. Peabody drives on Wheeler. Wheeler does a nice job shutting him off and picks up the dribble. Elsie looking for the cutter underneath. It's Goldschneider. And he stepped on the line. It'll be a turnover, St. Bernard ball.
Well, St. Bernard's is going to crank things up on defensive end, Case. Again, a lot of ball pressure, jumping, passing lanes. They play hard, tough, physical basketball on the defensive end.
In the 2 losses this year, it's been Wheeler who's really hurt Waterford with the 3-point shooting. He drives to the basket. He's rejected weak side by Peabody. And Peabody wants to let him know about it, too.
Yep. Little woofing going on, trailing on the backside.
Gray will inbound. High up top to Devin Williams. He swings. Now Semillian will launch a 3. That's going to be side iron. Peabody all the way. Pump fakes. Finds Morrell underneath. He saves it into the hands of Gray. The Saints will try to push a little bit. Wheeler's just inside the 3-point line. Short. Elsie with a strong rebound. $40 points in the semifinal win for Waterford against Ledyard. Little tip going to be remaining Waterford ball. Morrell tried to dump down to O'Connell. I would think Waterford would want to keep this game in the high 40s, low 50s, 20s, 30s if possible. You know, St. Bernard's is one of those teams where they can go out and score some points in a hurry too. I'm going to be clear. This is the final score that exists right now would be perfectly fine.
Yeah, for Bill Bassett, you'll take that.
2-0 final.
Take the under.
But, I think Mike DeMoro described Waterford's game earlier this year. O'Connell drives, hangs, scores. It's like watching a tractor pull. Some of Waterford's games are like tractor pulls. Gray, kick out, Semillian, that's in and out.
Good luck.
And Morrell brings down the rebound. We're going to get a foul on Wheeler, and I'm going to tell you, I think the foul should have been on Morrell. He was really not in position. He tried to set a screen, and he was drifting into Wheeler when he did it. So he wasn't set, and that's a tough call on Wheeler. Sneaky, Wheeler gets behind Oak, stutter steps, spins, kicks back out. That's a lot of effort. Now there's a 3 for Wheeler. Got it! And he puts the finger up to the Lancer Nation and says, I'm here. Don't forget it. Said, I hear you.
Yep, keep talking.
That's going to be another quick foul on Wheeler. And look at his face saying, I can't believe it. Quick back-to-back fouls.
That's a good call. He's harassing him and hounding him, and good call.
He's going to take a quick
seat.
That's
quick. That's just two.
Mrs. O'Leary's child, yeah. Collins, coming into the game.
All right, he's got to get his head in the game. Don't worry about the student section. Play basketball, son. Quit woofing.
O'Connell drives on Williams, kicks out. Peabody for 3, back iron, too strong. Elsie goes up. Now down it goes to Morrell. He spins over the top of Marshall. And look at Semillian go up high for the rebound.
Couple good looks for Waterford that time. Can't convert. Now, Morrell can be a difference maker if he's knocking down shots like that. Point blank range.
Good hands from Elsie. Knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with St. Bernard's.
Jeff talked about in the end of the first game about not having one star. I feel like the Waterford team is kind of in the same boat. Could be scoring by committee. Who's going to step up? Who's going to give us 16? Who's going to give us 20?
One all-star, and that was O'Connell. Yeah. Gray with a long 3, no good. O'Leary tries to save it, but he's on the line. It'll be Waterford basketball. You know, to your comment about Wheeler and talking to the crowd, I disagree a little bit in this regard. Great players often feed off of the opposing crowd.
Yeah.
No one ever told Jordan or Bird or any of the great players that they shouldn't woof. The difference is they were able to do it and still play their game. Wheeler, you want to be that kind of player, you can't go out and draw
He's a
fouls.
17-year-old high school kid.
Yep. Why are they connected?
Right.
Can't you be in control and also feed off the crowd? Nice steal by Semillian. And out of control, but we're going to get a foul called. I believe that's going to be on Goldschneider.
That's a bit of a bailout call there, too. I thought Semillian walked with it. I think a technical foul. Double technical foul. Yeah.
So this one's going to be a little tighter than what we saw previously. Let's find out.
So foul number 10, Nolan Goldschneider, his first.
So the foul is on Goldschneider on the floor. So regular foul on Goldschneider on the floor, and then double technical LC and Semillian. No, excuse me, Semillian and Goldschneider after the foul. So regular foul. So that's going to get Goldschneider out of the ball game because he got a double foul.
Right, second, yeah.
And Piotrowski will come into the game. We're also going to see a check-in for St. Bernard's. Odin Malls will check into the ball game. Now, that makes St. Bernard's a lot more like Waterford size-wise.
Yeah, a little bigger, yeah.
Malls and Marshall. Nice look to Marshall. He scores over the top of Morrell, and he's going to go to the line. Great inbounds. We've seen a bunch of great inbounds today.
Yeah, nice little step in. Converted the rim for two.
First foul on Morrell. Marshall will go to the line. In and out. Morrell, nice position for the rebound. Pushing the other direction now is LC. Harassing defense by Amir Gray. He tips it away to Marshall. O'Connell jumps up on Gray. He floats in the lane. He can't hit it. Ball's loose on the floor. Marshall finds Malls. Malls is going to go to the line. We'll see who that one's on. If it's on Morrell, it's his second, but they call it on O'Connell.
Well, isn't that the challenge right now for Mark Jones with two of his scorers on the bench and Semillian and Wheeler, where the point's going to come from? Big guys going to play big minutes. You got Gray out there, could probably fill it up a little bit.
Well, let's be clear. He took not only did he take two scorers, but the two juniors, the two veterans in the starting five. The three freshmen are out there now with a sophomore and another junior. And Malls, memo for future use. Malls at the line, not a good sign for St. Bernard's. Good defense by Williams on Piotrowski. Picks his dribble up and back up top.
That's what St. Bernard's do. Ball pressure, make you pick up the dribble, then come double team you.
All the way. Basket is good. And the foul. Baby Oak will go to the line.
Fouls number 24 on Marshall, his first, team's fifth.
Substitution for Waterford. Evan McHugh will come into the game. Morrell will have a seat. So this is a McHugh who's...
Yeah, he can knock down a three-point shot, right? Got some size to him, too.
Yeah, even though he's 6'4", though, he's a different size, a type of player than Morrell, right? So Morrell's doing everything around the basket. McHugh will step out a little bit.
Perimeter.
Gray. And he's going to go to the line. And that foul is going to be on O'Connell. That'll be his second. So St. Bernard's is clearly trying to get to the basket, drawing fouls on the big men from Waterford. So Amir Gray, the freshman, will go. He'll shoot 2.
O'Connell will come out. He's got all 6 points for the Lancers.
Corbett Brassall check into the game. And Nate Hines will check into the game as well for Waterford.
Talking about the offense now, and with O'Connell on the bench, McHugh in there, maybe give him a spark.
Yeah, where's the scoring right now for Waterford?
Yeah.
Gray knocks down the second one, and we got ourselves a 6-point game.
For Peabody to get cooking a little bit out there. Good little answers.
Hines, ill-advised. Mauls with a reach-in steal, and Gray comes the other way for the Saints. Long 3 from Williams. Good!
Yep.
D. Will with a triple.
Well, pressure by the Saints.
Hines picks his dribble up and turns it over. Saints turning up the D. Williams glides, hangs, and can't get it to go. In the other direction now, here comes Elsey. They've got numbers. Elsey hangs in. It won't go down for him either. Mauls saves it. Double team, and it'll be foul on Waterford, it looks like.
Nate Hines, I think.
Fouls on
22.
Hines, yep.
Yeah.
But missed opportunities both directions, and the Saints turning up the defense a little bit, but Elsey had that one go 3/4 of the way down before it rolled out.
Frustrating quarter of basketball here a little bit for both teams.
Both sides, yeah. Fouls. Long 3 for Gray. That's no good. Look at Mauls go up for the rebound, and McHugh got it. And Hines ends up getting it into the front court to Peabody. McHugh thought about it, instead working around the perimeter. Elsey hounded. Dumped down to Hines. Hines looking for a cutting give and go with Elsey. And we heard Hines to Elsey a number of times in the fall.
Yeah.
Quarterback to wide receiver combination at Waterford. That time they were trying to work the give and go, and it was tipped out of bounds. Oh, wide open under the basket, but Pietrowski didn't see him. 45 seconds remaining here in the first period. Low scoring, very physical start to this one.
Sloppy basketball, too.
Peabody spins, hangs, no good. Saved. Up ahead now on the run, Gray. Slicing, hanging, scoring is Amir Gray. Five-point lead here for St. Bernard's.
Waterford still looking for a basket from anybody but a guy named O'Connell.
Hines, backdoor cut. Elsey can't finish. The other direction, Gray. O'Leary at the buzzer for 3. No good. We're at the end of one. 5-point lead for St. Bernard's. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, we provide solutions to all of your dental needs. Your smile is our top priority. Visit us today at waterforddentalhealth.com and by Core Plus Credit Union. Love the home you're in? Well, borrow based on the finished value of your home before your renovations begin. Apply today at coreplus.org.
Well, if you're looking for offense in a game that featured 17 points in the first quarter, how about you go to your freshman, Gray? He delivers down the lane. In with the trees, 2 points, and you got Tyson Wheeler and Semillion on the bench. Who's going to step up? Who's going to score some points? You just saw it right there from Gray. It's a What a wacky first quarter of basketball.
Oh yeah, Mark Jones is over there going, I had Wheeler and Semillion on the bench for half the quarter, but I still have the lead, and I don't feel like I played very well. On the other side of things, Bill Bassett's going, hey, I held you guys to 11 points in the first period, but I'm down 5. There's got to be some ways for Waterford to generate offense, and it's got to come off of defense and transition as well. It can't all be half-court sets. Waterford not good enough in the half court to generate that kind of offense. So Morrell will be back in the ball game. O'Connell remains on the bench. The O'Connell family not here in attendance today because they made a trip. They had to make a choice, and they went down. And there is Ryan pitching against St. Bonaventure, or for St. Bonaventure, I should say, down in Florida. So the O'Connells decided we could have 15 degrees in the semifinals at the X, or we could have 75 degrees and watch St. Bonnie's. There's a reach in on the dribble from McHugh, and that's going to go against Amir Gray. Semillion will check back in the ball game, and Williams will take a breather.
16 fouls.
Kind of the
both squads. Very opposite of the first game. This has been a bit more of a sloppier basketball game.
Well, called a lot tighter too. They're not. There's a lot. Waterford struggles though in that half-court set. They really need to generate offense that isn't in the half-court set. Elsie that time trying to find Morrell, and it goes off the foot and out of bounds. St. Bernard's ball.
At what point does pressing, Waterford feel like they're pressing a little bit, or just St. Bernard's taking them out of that rhythm?
I mean, this is kind of like we talked about St. Bernard's. You keep waiting for the bumps in the road. Like, what's so impressive about the Saints? Part of it is that they play defense and they muddy things up a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is, and they end up being the better at it. Hines drives, finds McHugh underneath the basket.
Yep.
That's a good look from Nate Hines. That's kind of easy basket.
Yeah, that's what Waterford needs to get themselves going a little bit, and they'll spark them on the defensive end.
Gray pulls up just back of the foul line, knocks it down.
And that was an easy look. Step back, knock it down. Easy look that time for Gray.
Hines finds Peabody. He'll try his luck at the foul line. No good, but Morrell and Gray rips it out of his hands. Smallest guy on the floor rips it out of the hands of the biggest guy on the floor, and then front rims a 3. Semillion, he can fly and glide.
But when you're watching Semillion through the air, you're ready for him to dunk the basketball, aren't you? He's got a step. He's got a head above.
Yeah, forget the floater.
Take it strong, young man.
Rattle the rim.
Yeah. What's that half commitment going into the lane and stuff like that?
It's a strong move. Jordan Elsie went left on Gray. He had a big size advantage, took it to the rim.
Just be committed. If you're going to go to the rim, be committed. If you're going to get in the paint, be committed. Finish.
This is all with Amari Marshall on the bench, and that's why he's checking in here in a minute. Semillion pulls up and knocks down a jumper. Semillion's starting to expand his range a little bit, doing a little bit more on the offensive end. Peabody, foul line jumper, too strong. Semillion went up and played volleyball. Knocked it back to Peabody. Had Morrell on the roll, couldn't find him. Nice job underneath.
Jump ball.
Peabody went up, and we're going to get a jump ball called. Possession arrow favors the Saints. Wheeler and Marshall will check back into the ballgame. Malls will have a breathe, and so will Amir Gray.
Mark Jones seems very subdued thus far. He's usually very theatrical on the sidelines. Is that a good term for him? Theatrical?
Very nice. Theatrical's nice.
Yeah.
Animated.
Sure.
Maybe more of a DreamWorks production.
Yeah.
Wheeler, 3, in and out. Marshall with the hustle rebound. Finds Semillion, floater, no good. Elsie goes up,
Brings it down, and he'll walk it up here, trailing by 5. Quick trigger 3 by Peabody, no good. Look at Hines go up for the rebound, and Marshall went up with him. O'Leary will give it up to Wheeler. Saints, 5-point lead. Wheeler wants a screen from Marshall. He gets it, drives, cross court it goes to O'Leary for 3. In and out. Scrapping is Marshall on the floor, and he fell on the end line, but Amari Marshall's doing the work. They're hustling.
Listen, that's the thing right there. You've seen, Morrell grab the ball. You see McHugh grab the ball, and Marshall comes in, disrupts. When you got to play tough. This is semifinal basketball. Get the basketball, value the possession, and play hard. You can't come in there and ain't no half-stepping this time of year.
O'Connell back in the ball game, replacing Morrell. He will not have a problem securing the basketball.
No, play aggressive.
O'Connell drives, reverse layup, no good. That was good defense from Amari Marshall. Wheeler all the way to the basket, left-handed scoop. Oh, Tyson.
5 for Tice off the bench with 2 fouls. St. Bernard is in the 7 case.
O'Connell swings it to Elsey. Elsey for 3. Good.
They needed that bucket in the worst way.
LC for 3. Necessary.
Yep.
Get it down to 4.
That lead could have been double digits.
Wheeler dribbled it off of, I thought his own
foot.
foot.
Off of Wheeler, yeah.
But no call there, and we'll get Williams back in the ball game for the Saints. Wheeler will inbound. Oh, good look. Semillian finishes up high off the feed from Wheeler. Three minutes remaining here in the first half. 6-point lead for the Saints. Hines picked his dribble up, now gets to O'Connell. Elsey wants it after feeling that last 3. O'Connell's got the size advantage, but instead it swings. Elsey with another 3. Got it! Jordan Elsey with back-to-back 3s, keeping the Lancers close.
Yeah, there's your spark you needed for this offense, Casey. Elsey dives that time to the corner, knocks it down.
Step back 3 for Wheeler. Oh, Tice! So nice. Peabody can't get that to go. Marshall, strong. And they're harassing Wheeler, and Hines gets it to go off his knee. Tyson doesn't like that one. Morrell and Goldschneider are going to check back in. Hines and McHugh, good minutes from both. Waterford needs a basket. Keep this thing within 6. They got to keep it here. Baskets are at a premium. Dump down to Elsey. Back to a cutting Goldschneider, blocked by Marshall. Marshall's played big defensively. Semillian now, Williams baseline, kick out. Semillian for 3. No good side rim. Up ahead, O'Connell, but intercepted by Semillian. Marshall for 3. Big man, a little strong. Kick out. Williams. No good, and a foul on a Marshall going over the back of O'Connell.
Yeah, you got to call that.
That's going to be a 1-and-1 for O'Connell. And these are big free throws because this is how you cut into a 6-point lead.
It's that 138 juncture here to go before halftime. And, does this lead hover around 6 or 4 if you're Waterford? Or does it get pushed to 8 or 10 if you're St. Bernard's? We talk about these spots in the game. This is one of these spots with a minute 38 going into the locker room.
I think 4 to 10 is the right spread. I think realistically, Waterford wants this thing at 4.
Yeah.
Realistically, St. Bernard's wants this thing at 10. Free throws like that are an important part of it. I'm going to go a step further and say 0 to 4. If Waterford can get this thing down to 0,
that's a win for them.
That is a huge win for them. And anything less than 4,
yeah,
it's a problem for Mark Jones. Because right now, his team they've taken swings, and Waterford just not going away. Timeout on the floor, brought to you by Groton City Utilities. As a leader in southeastern Connecticut, we provide essential electric, water, and other services at prices which reflect exceptional customer value and quality. We enhance and support the vitality and livability of the communities we serve. It's Groton City Utilities.
Well, 22-18, 138 left to go. Jordan Elsey with a couple of deep threes, a couple of free throws, and Waterford is right back in it. And I think the three-pointers by Elsey sparked this team a little bit. They were down 17-10 and struggling to find answers on the offensive end. And he kind of helped open things up on the offensive end a little bit.
Yeah, this game is being played right now at Waterford's pace. St. Bernard's, Waterford's not letting them get any real rhythm. Listen, Waterford had one all-star, right? O'Connell. They're a different team when he's off the floor.
Yeah.
He does provide that spark. They need a stop right here, though, because St. Bernard's has been getting it to 4 and then right back to 7 and 4. Semillion in trouble. Finds a cutting Marshall. Pump fake underneath. He's left-handed. Amari Marshall. Got to remember, that's the strong side. Saved. Wheeler. Hanging in the air, but there's Williams with the finish. Quick 4-0 run.
We talked about going to 10, maybe?
Harassing defense by the Saints. Under a minute. Peabody, wide open 3. In and out, no good. Morrell with the weak side rebound to Goldschneider. He pulls up. His jumper's long, and there's Williams with the rebound. Lancers not being able to shoot the basketball. Williams back to Amir Gray and Wheeler, and they're going to hold the ball here for a minute. Now Wheeler drives, kick back out. Morrell blocks Williams at the rim. O'Connell coming the other direction. Very sloppy, and out of all of it comes Amir Gray. Mark Jones wants one shot. He's up 8 with the basketball. We said the 4 to 10 range, and that's what St. Bernard's is looking to do right now. They're up 8 with the ball. Gray, one-on-one with Goldschneider, drives, finds Marshall, his own rebound, and he can't get it to go. It's an 8-point lead for the Saints in a sloppy first half. 26-18, a little lower than what Mark Jones probably wanted. He's with the sports doctor, and the sports doctor will have Coach Mark Jones.
All right, Coach, you guys are up by 8 going into the locker room. Kind of feels like you should be up by 18.
We just missed some shots. I thought our defense was really good, but, it happens sometimes.
How do you get other players involved? You have some foul trouble, and, how do you get everybody involved in the flow of the game?
We just got to move the ball a little bit better. Sometimes the excitement of the game, guys want to do it by themselves, so they just got to do it together.
All right, what's the message in the locker room?
Just that.
All right, Coach, good luck. Case.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. 8-point lead for the Saints as we head into the locker room. Come on back for halftime and second half action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Jordan's been a kid who started as, and I feel bad saying this, kind of started as someone who wasn't even on my radar when he came in as a freshman. I didn't really I don't want to say take him seriously, but he was just kind of a freshman, just didn't really highlight anything. But over the past couple of seasons, his sophomore year, he started to become more of an offensive player, especially in the open court.
Started working harder, realized if I really wanted to compete, especially on varsity, and that's what I had to do, like hitting the gym and staying after for extra time, and I just had to put in more work.
And then his junior, last year, when we kind of lost some of the seniors from the year before, like the Ryan O'Connells, he definitely stepped into a void and picked up a lot of the offensive capabilities, especially the slashing, the open floor, and then it started to pick up on the defensive end as well.
Nice reach by Elsey.
He started to become one of our top defenders and really a two-way player.
There's Elsey with the interception.
And he has just kept elevating his game, and elevating his game over the past few years.
The New London game last year.
Elsey will shoot the 3. Got it.
Was that his coming out party?
Yeah, I guess definitely a coming out party. We knew he was a big piece of the puzzle even before that moment, but it was one of those times where he just looked for those opportunities. But Jordan will tell you first, he is a team guy.
My first game, I'm trying to get my teammates shots and get them open, because when everyone's scoring, it's fun for everyone. But yeah, when we're all doing what we have to do and competing, yeah, there's nothing better than that.
He does not care if he scores. I've been begging him to try to score more. I'm in his ear. You look at this read. How could you play this differently? But he's a team guy. He wants to be in the offense. He wants to, pass the ball. He gets rebounds and looks to exit the ball. I say, you're a senior. You're a captain now. It's okay for you to start to, how is it you're going to start to impact the team? Because the younger guys look to you for leadership. They look to you to start doing some of these things. So it's an element of his game where I'm starting to really hope that blossoms this year even more.
I've always known, because everybody was always telling me how good my dad was. Well, I knew he was always an NBA basketball player, and he played overseas, and he had a very good college career and a high school career.
I remember they were playing in the ECC championship game, and I want to say I may have been in 6th grade, and I went to see him, and, he was impressive, very impressive.
And it was really just, the past maybe 3 years, you could really see the highlights and how dominant he was in high school, and how good he was in college with his teams, and how much basketball impacted his life, which led to impacting my life too.
It's a lot of pressure that comes with that, and I try to tell him too, listen, there ain't too many people that came around this area that is as good as your dad, and what you're doing is laying your own legacy, and the way he's handled it has been awesome.
Pressure, not really, but I know I have to go out there every single night and prove that I'm not just his son, I'm actually my own player myself.
This is one of the most talented teams that I've been on, and now it's just my job to make sure that it meshes well together, making them understand that with this talent, they don't have to do as much either. And we have a saying, giving up a good shot for a great shot. And with this team, they all can create. So they've done an unbelievable job of, sharing the wealth and playing together and playing as one. So I couldn't be more proud of this group.
Frank and Walker would always tell us, help us and be leaders on the court. And I would sometimes lay back, but now I got to be vocal to lead our team to help the other freshmen and sophomores. If I'm doing the right thing, they're going to go out there and do the right thing. If I play hard, they'll play hard.
I'm just proud of him, man, and, the way he's grown up. That comes with a lot of ownership and leadership too, and he's done it, throughout this whole year, and it's been a process, and he's worked at it, and I couldn't be more proud of a kid.
Growing up in such an athletic family, you're constantly surrounded by competitiveness and wanting to win, and watching your cousins play at the high school level, and I've always wanted to just be like them, and I wanted to kind of take on the name myself and prove that I'm worthy.
So Cassie is a college pitcher. Marissa's name is up on the wall. Your dad's in the majors.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to bed at night worried that you might not be able to live up to those expectations?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of pressure. I definitely hold myself to a very high standard, and when I don't meet the expectations that I have of myself, I'm my biggest critic, and I definitely get down on myself sometimes when I shouldn't, but I have to realize that I'm capable of doing these things that everyone else in my family has.
If there is, she's never shown it. She handles it so well. She handles the pressure very well. She does a great, great job. We talk a lot about that, about her composure on the court and how you don't know if she's having the best game of her life or if she is having the worst game of her life, because she is always straight-faced, calm, cool, collected, helps maintain her teammates. Phenomenal leader just by being almost that quiet, calm presence on the court. These girls have played together since they were in 7th grade. They have a great relationship both on and off the court.
Everyone is there to pick each other up when you're down. They're there to push you to your max and expect nothing less. And I think that the chemistry of the girls, because we've been playing together for so long, and we're all so close friends, that it's such a fun environment to be a part of.
Just by stepping on the court, she brings so much confidence. When she is on the floor, our girls feel more confident. They feel ready to play. They feel like they can beat anybody, and it helps our team be better.
Halftime, 8-point lead for the Saints. And, when you're struggling to figure out how to make things go, it helps when you got the hustle and athleticism of a freshman.
Yep. Nice delivery by Marshall at the rim. And, we saw Gray, too, on a leak out and a run out, so another freshman. And to call that an ugly half of basketball might be a bit of a stretch, but it probably was. I think St. Bernard's is quicker. I think St. Bernard's is more athletic, and Waterford has got to find a way to score the basketball. You and I just talked a second about it off the air. If LC doesn't hit those 2 threes, they're down by 14.
I think that, Peter Wappy said it off the air, and I think it was spot on. Waterford played more of that half without the personnel it wanted on the floor together. They want O'Connell, Goldschneider, and Morrell on the floor at the same time, and that happened almost not at all. They are a very different team when O'Connell's not on the floor. Yeah, McHugh gave him good minutes, and so did Hines. But they need O'Connell on the floor, and they need Morell's size on the floor, because they have to generate easy baskets. They cannot score in the half court at a high enough rate to compete with St. Bernard's quickness.
Yeah, for St. Bernard's, just kind of keep doing what you're doing and kind of be disruptive on the defensive end. And, St. Bernard's is one of those teams, too, Case, they can score in spurts. They can go out and get it because their defense can lead the offense, and some runouts and stuff like that. And get Gray cooking a little bit, get Tyson on the floor, and, Semillian and Marshall and, the Williams kid knocked down a triple as well. So I think there's a lot more options on the St. Bernard side. And I got a feeling if the first 4 minutes or so, St. Bernard's can come out and take control of this game, and the second half could be a tough afternoon for the Lancers.
Here's how you know it's an ugly game. If you asked the St. Bernard's kids themselves, give yourself a grade for how you played in the first half, who's giving themselves anything higher than a B?
No, nobody.
None of them. They're all
nobody.
Gonna,
I just went by the bench coming back over here on my broadcast spot, and I said, well, that's pretty ugly to everybody in the St. Bernard's, and they said, you ain't kidding.
Yeah, there's not one
and
guy.
They're up 8.
No, there's not one guy there that would say, at best, maybe a B. Maybe Amir Gray goes, and Amari Marshall go, B minus.
Yeah.
Now, if you asked Waterford that same question, you're
Right.
going to get the same answer from them. So
Listen,
you're going to get 14 guys that are like, I didn't play well in that first half, so that's why it was ugly.
If I had to dictate how this game would play out or foresee it, I would say St. Bernard would come out with high energy the first 4 minutes, and Waterford could find themselves down 14, and if that's the case, it's going to be a long afternoon.
I'll go a step farther. Right now it's 8. If it's not 5 or 6 after this possession, and St. Bernard's gets to go make it double digits,
trouble.
That ship might just sail away.
Yeah, trouble.
Dump down, O'Connell, kick out. Peabody forgoes the 3. Strong drive to the basket. That's a good start.
Good start.
For Waterford.
Peabody had a good look at a 3 there, too. Gave it up.
Wheeler for 3. Too strong. LC with a weak side rebound. Similar to how the first half started for Wheeler. A little
Mark
too strong.
Jones is just kind of like, oh, my God, I can't believe he took that shot.
Morrell, kick out. LC, sideway 3. Got it! Jordan Elsie's a shooter.
So much for my prediction.
I think you had to know Bill Bassett was going to come out with some trickery to start. Amir Gray, good look. Marshall, kick out. Semillian's wide open for a 3, and he matches it. Big shot by the scintillating one.
A little pressure here, maybe.
O'Connell outside his normal range. Wheeler will give it up to Gray. Wheeler, hesitation. Oh, Tice.
Like the little look away. Right back to an 8-point lead. Couple of 5-0 runs. 5-0 run to start the quarter by Waterford, and a 5-0 run by the Saints to answer.
Morrell, weak side cut. Goldschneider with the layup. That's a nice set by the Lancers. Similian, step back three. No good. Morrell with the rebound. Goldschneider. Now up top, O'Connell. Harassed by Similian. Elsey on the smaller Wheeler, muscles up. And a tip rebound by Marshall. Elsey, weak side steal, one-on-one with Marshall. Marshall blocks it off the backboard. The other direction now. Back and forth. Elsey for three. Got it! Jordan Elsey's woofing and shooting.
14 for Else. 4 triples.
Marshall, kick out. Williams for three. No good, and Morrell, nice box out. And then probably the Lancers
that could tie, huh?
Get back right into this thing.
Yeah.
Goldschneider, he was fouled, no call. Morrell with a jumper, and he knocks it down from the elbow. It's a one-point game.
Morrell, the big fella, clapping his hands, cheering his team on.
He shot that out of habit and went, wait a minute. Wheeler, blocked by Morrell.
Tice looking for a call.
Goldschneider, weak side, Peabody, jumper, and the Lancers up one, and Mark Jones wants a timeout. How did this get to where we are?
I tell you what, Waterford is playing with a little bit of juice and a little bit of life, and St. Bernard's right now is sleepwalking through this ball game.
Lancer Nation says talk it over, and that's what they'll do. This timeout brought to you by Groton City Utilities. A leader in southeastern Connecticut, they enhance and support the vitality and livability of the communities they serve. Essential electric, water, and other services at prices which reflect customer value and quality. It's Groton City Utilities.
I tell you what, here you go, Casey. The jump shot for two, and Waterford right back in the game. And that's Peabody knocking one down to take the lead for the Lancers. Elsie's kept them in this game. Bill Bassett's kept them in this game, and their energy level to start the second half, like you talked about the first possession or two to come out of the locker room, they kind of held their own a little bit.
Well, you know that Coach Bassett was going to have some strategy, and he has Lancer Nation fired up. It's a blackout here today instead of the normal blue. But, you know, there was a play in this game. Elsie's hot, making threes. I don't think he's made 4 threes in a game this year. He went down on the break, and Marshall blocked his shot off the backboard.
And there was some woofing.
And they were woofing at each other.
They were woofing pretty good.
What I like is that next time down, Elsie caught, shot in rhythm.
Yep.
And that's, you know, these kids are invested, and they are fired up. Let's see now if St. Bernard's elevates its energy off of their timeout. And they've got O'Leary, Malls, and Brassaw all in the game now.
And wholesale changes when your team is hitting the skids a little bit. You got your stars on the bench.
Gray finds Malls underneath. O'Connell and Morrell disrupted it. O'Connell rips down the rebound. Malls will draw the foul. And right now the defense turning up on the Lancers. Right now on the floor, the scoring is Amir Gray and maybe Devin Williams. It's going to have to come from their defense. This is not a team that's going to score a lot in the half court right now for St. Bernard's. Right now up one. Waterford just needs a solid possession here. O'Connell, mismatch with Brassaw. Baseline, spin. Kevin McHale can't get it to go.
5.
Finds a cutting Goldschneider, and he can't get it to go. Own rebound, follow. No good, there's Morrell. Blocked by Malls.
These guys are all looking for fouls down there. This is winning time. This is semifinal time. Whistles are in the pocket.
Amir Gray, long straightaway three. No good, air ball. And right now, Coach Mark Jones, arms crossed, look of disgust on his face because you said it, sleepwalking right now.
Oh, that's it.
And it's got to start here on the defensive end. Turn up the defense, generate your offense. Peabody and O'Connell. Now O'Connell spins in the lane, pump fakes. And how does that shot go down? Sean O'Connell.
10 for Oak.
Things are going right. They're going right for the home team. Williams, stutter steps, kicks out. 3 ball, no good. And Morrell tracking down the rebound.
11-0 run for the Lancers, have them up by 3, Case.
Cannot believe O'Connell, kick, back up top. Good ball movement. Peabody, pump fake, wants a cutting Elsie, and a step in by Gray. Numbers for the Saints. Outside it goes, Williams drives, floater, short, gets his own rebound, and we're gonna get a foul on the floor before he goes up.
Fabia and Peabody, I think. Yeah, Logan.
Wheeler's gonna check back in the ball game. And now, this is an interesting substitution. He's gonna get Amir Gray out of the game, so it remains that where's the scoring coming from? Wheeler not a create your own shot guy. He goes deep into the backcourt to Williams. Wheeler wants the screen from Malls. Williams stutter steps, kicks back out. O'Leary this time crosses over, and a nice hand job, step in hands by Goldschneider. Elsie, strong, reverse layup. He is fired up.
Yep. 16 for Elsie tonight. Casey, he's provided a big boost. 13-0 run.
Wheeler swings it all the way. Williams now for a 3. That's going to be short. Up ahead.
Numbers.
Too strong for Elsie, and that's where you have a 5-point lead. You got to kind of make that pass. McHugh and Petrowski into the ball game.
For a team that's had trouble scoring all season long, and especially in this game, 13-0 run.
Semillian and Marshall back in the ball game, so St. Bernard's back to most of its starting lineup. Semillian for 3. Back iron, it's no good at all. Morrell let it go out of bounds. Saints struggling, jacking up the 3. I'm going to say something. I want you to really hear this now, Sports Doctor. Waterford's up 5 with the basketball and looking at the last shot of the third period.
Yeah.
They were down 8 at halftime. .17 seconds. O'Connell stripped by Williams. Speed in the other direction. Oh, a pretty left-handed finish by Williams. 6 seconds. McHugh's got to get it off at the buzzer. It's good if it goes. No good. How about this? Waterford's up 3. Fourth quarter action on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, we provide solutions to all of your dental needs. Your smile is our top priority. Visit us today at waterforddentalhealth.com and by Core Plus Credit Union. Love the home you're in? Well, borrow based on the finished value of your home before your renovations begin. Apply today at coreplus.org.
We're back here. Hard to believe heading into the fourth quarter. 3-point lead for Waterford. And it would have been more if not for this play from Williams.
Yeah, Devin Williams on the run out. Listen, ended a 13-0 run. Waterford outscored St. Bernard's 18-7 that quarter. Think about that.
St. Bernard's has played as bad a basketball game as we've seen them play
in about 3 years. How's that?
I mean, they're not shooting it well from the outside. They're not playing typical St. Bernard's defense, but they've got a quarter to get it all in sync. Now they get the ball to start the fourth period, and I'm going to say the same thing that I said when Waterford had it to open the half.
Yeah.
This possession, they need a look. They can't come out of this empty here because they have a chance to get right back in it, start the fourth quarter fresh, and they could win this game. Gray drives, a little fall away, no good, but there's Amari Marshall, and he's blocked, but he's going to get the foul. He's going to go to the line, and that's just great work by the freshman.
Yeah, Marshall hustling, using his size to advantage. Second chance scoring opportunity to get himself to the line for 2. Second foul on Morrell.
Big free throws here for Amari Marshall. Nice stroke for the big man. One more. In and out on that one, and Oak goes up for the rebound. I think you got to get the ball out of Oak's hands here. Williams is a tough defensive matchup.
He's been handling the basketball away from the rim way too much in the second half.
See, he picks up his dribble, and a foul on Williams. Williams does not like that one.
That's a little loose change on the floor there, a little laundry. It's a play on. You're hitting the guy 50 feet from the basket. Let it go. Just a little bit of a touch. I mean, come on, Bones.
Inbounds comes Peabody. He drives on Wheeler, and we're going to get an offensive foul on Peabody. Wheeler beat him to the spot and got his feet set.
There's your makeup call. Here's your makeup call right there. Yeah, that's what Bill's saying right now.
Marshall catches, drives left. Morrell blocks the shot. Morrell is so long when he gets up in the air. What a shot blocker.
Yeah, he's played a good game today.
O'Connell, he's stripped. That foul is going to be on the floor. I think they're going to call that on Wheeler. That's his third foul.
Yeah. Now, O'Connell was a little lucky there. He got bailed out. He was out of control. Ball was on the floor.
I don't think he ever really had the handle.
No, I didn't. Listen, again, that's one of those things that's about 70 feet away from me, so my eyes aren't that good these days. Yeah, let these kids play. This is championship weekend.
Elsie. O'Connell, here's a size mismatch with Williams. He goes baseline, pumps, and he's going to be at the line to shoot 2. Foul's going to be on the pump fake. That was a nice move by O'Connell. Foul's called on Williams. That's his second foul. 4th team foul on the Saints, and O'Connell will shoot 2. One more for Oak. No good, but look at the hustle from Elsie tracking down the rebound. Goldschneider drives. Morrell pump fakes, no foul. And off his foot out of bounds. He can't believe it.
A little too much woofing here from some of the players. Let the refs call the game. Get back into it.
This is when Wheeler likes to pull up for that 3. He senses, like Wheeler, he likes the big moment. He knows when his team needs a bucket. Look for him here to take some drives, floater, no good. On O'Connell, he's harassed and he's going to be fouled. Is that on Semillian or that Wheeler? Not Semillian.
All right.
That's his first foul, but 5th team foul. So St. Bernard's getting up to where Waterford will be in the bonus soon. Pressure from the Saints. Now they drop out a little bit.
A full court, man.
O'Connell dribbling through it all the way to the basket. Kick out, wide open. Elsie for 3. Jordan Elsie's on fire at the X.
Where'd this come from? They come from his uncle? Come from his father?
It's a belated birthday present to his father. Wheeler tries to answer, no good. Tipped out, and that'll be Waterford basketball. Steve Elsie's birthday was earlier this week. His son Jordan saying, "Happy belated, Dad." He is lighting it up here in front of the home crowd, and they are loving it.
He is 19. So Oak and Elsie have 30 out of the Waterford 40 points.
More importantly, 6-point lead and the basketball as we creep under 6 minutes. Bad pass behind Goldschneider. Big look here for Williams for three, no good. Marshall, beautiful look to Semillian. You know what, Amari Marshall is keeping St. Bernard's in this thing.
The pressure here by the Saints. Full court man in your grill.
O'Connell, baseline, wacky reverse. Peabody gets the rebound and he's fouled. Waterford outworking everybody on the offensive glass.
The Lancers right now, Casey, a little mojo. Up by 4, 5:33 to go. And doesn't matter who it is. It's Peabody, it's Morrell, it's Elsie. Everybody's kind of digging in and scraping and making plays.
2 big free throws for Peabody. Fouls on Williams, that's his third. I can't believe I'm saying it. 5-point lead for Waterford with 5:33 remaining, and Mark Jones looking for some answers right now. Peabody knocks them both down, and lead is 6.
I think Mark would be shocked to tell you how poorly his team has played on the offensive end. Al Morrell's a difference maker on a defensive. When Morrell's on the floor, he is the difference. When he's clicking, he can block shots and get near the rim and stuff. But like stuff like that by Gray just kind of falls down on his own. It's hero basketball.
Up ahead, LC drives on Williams, finds a cutting O'Connell. Lancer Nation up 8. And a blocking foul on Goldschneider as Williams heads to the basket. That'll be on the floor.
I think Mark needs a timeout. Talking over a little bit.
Fouls on Goldschneider. That's his third.
So when I started the second half, I said that if St. Bernard's up by 8 can get on a little bit of a roll and keep this thing rolling, it could be trouble for Waterford. Waterford, and Mark Jones calls timeout, of course, on my cue. But if Waterford is up 8 and kind of keep this thing rolling, St. Bernard's can be in trouble. The role reversal from half to half has been crazy.
5:03 remaining. This timeout brought to you by Groton City Utilities, leader in southeastern Connecticut, providing essential electric, water, and other services at prices which reflect customer value and quality. It's Groton City Utilities. Sports Doctor, I'm going to flip it. Where I said earlier, Waterford, can't come back from 8 down because they don't get enough easy baskets. Now the reverse. Up 8, Waterford has to protect the basketball and make 2 things happen. No more turnovers in the offensive end. They can't give up trying to score baskets, but they cannot have those bad turnovers. They have to, every possession, they need to work and be patient for a good shot.
Yeah, get a good shot, get to the line. You're in control of the game right now if you're Waterford. Why would you want to give it back to the Saints? I mean, you get a little sloppy with the basketball, you get a couple of run-outs, next the lead's 4, and St. Bernard's got a little mojo. No. Don't have that if you're Waterford. Play like your team. Value each possession, like you said. You're up by 8. Let's stay in the driver's seat.
On the other side of things, defensively for Waterford, you need to make St. Bernard's earn every basket, which means no gimmies either in transition or in the half court.
And then you got Elsie, Morrell, and O'Connell. 1-chance opportunities for St. Bernard's, and that's it.
That's right. Rebounding becomes huge. Under 5 minutes. And Waterford extending the pressure out a little bit. Gray pulls up just inside of 3. Strong. Tipped out by Semillian. And we're going to get a foul on Peabody. A little slap. It's his third. 15 foul on Waterford. But all of these just more, tick, 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 right? Getting a little closer. Kick back. Williams, that's a long 3. Bang! Devin Williams.
Yeah. Big time shot. Delivered on 2, 3 for 3.
Pressure, and there's the turnover. That's Waterford's what they can't do. Turnover off the Williams 3. St. Bernard's needs a good set. They got one the last time.
Williams wants it.
Same
Take it
spot,
again.
straightaway 3, no good, side iron, but Amir Gray hustles it down, but O'Connell ends up with it, crosses over, blocked by Marshall, no goaltending. Wheeler in the other direction.
Kick it, move it, swing it, you get the hot shooter on the other side.
Semillian blocked by Morrell, and now's a foul. What a turn of events. I thought we had a clean goaltend on the other side and a clean block on that side. Instead, going to the line will be Semillian.
What a big swing. Could be a 4-point swing off the block. Then the run out. Semillian at the line for 2.
What a block by Marshall on the other end.
I'd like to see that again. I know Bill Bassett would like to see it again. Well, St. Bernard's down 8. Now they're down. They could be down 3 right here. A little 5-0 run possibly.
Well, the free throw's huge. Make it a 1-possession game. And he gets it. What a roll.
Yeah, 5-0 run.
But the pressure bothered Waterford. They got the 1 turnover. Looking for another one now. O'Connell on the cut. That's a big, strong move. Senior Sean O'Connell.
Yeah, tough move. 15 for Oak.
O'Connell, can he beat Williams to the ball? He does. 2-on-1 with Peabody. And there's your goaltend. There's your goaltend by Marshall. That ball was off the backboard.
Bill Bass is asking, saying that's exactly what happened. He's talking to Bono about it.
So that's the second time.
Yeah, he's fired up, man.
But that basket's good. We're back to a 7-point lead with 3.5 left. Semillian loses it, picks it up, tipped.
Scrum. Body's on the floor. Jump ball. No possession, but there's jump ball.
No, they're going to say it's going to be Waterford basketball.
They're going to talk it over.
Bones and Melhoy want to talk it over. Waterford ball. Big possession here.
Wait, Waterford has weathered this storm because it was down to 4, huh?
Almost a turnover. Instead, it is a turnover. Drive to the basket by Williams. It's a clown show right now. And it's still a clown show. All of this is going to result in
1-1.
A 1-1 for Waterford, but
what's going on out there?
Fouls on number 12, Tyson Wheeler, his 4.
Yeah.
Team 7.
Elsie will be at the line. Shoot 1-1.
Big free throw here for Elsie, right? 7-point game, trying to tack it up. Back iron too strong. Marshall with the rebound. Gray coming the other direction, flies, and we're going to get a block on Peabody, and Gray will go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, end-to-end action. There's no doubt about that. Gray will find himself at the line for 2 free throws. St. Bernard's needs these buckets, Casey. Points with the clock stopped.
Team 6.
Yeah, big free throws here now. Elsie missed the front end of the 1-on-1. Gray needs to knock these down. I'll tell you what, when does 2 minutes and 42 seconds feel like 2 hours and 42 minutes when you're in a tight ball game and people are 7-7 on the fouls? That's pretty calm right there. 2 knockdown free throws by Amir Gray. Cuts the lead to 5. And a timeout from Mark Jones. Right now, you know, Waterford is in total control, right? They possession and free throws.
Yeah.
Don't turn it over, and you got to make your free throws.
The pressure from St. Bernard's tends to make things a little bit sloppy for the Lancers on the offensive end. They've been lucky to get away with the last 2 or 3 down the floor, but they could catch up with them, that's for sure.
2:42, 5-point game. You got the ball.
Yeah.
So in order, break the pressure.
Yeah.
Maintain your poise, and make your free throws.
Yeah, I think it comes down to who wants it more, too. I mean, geez. These teams have been kind of kicking the can here in the last 3 minutes, and, you know, who's going to kind of take control and who's going to step up and who's going to calm things down out there? That's the one thing, too. Who's your leader? Who's going to settle the floor on the offensive end if you're Waterford? Who's going to settle things down if you're St. Bernard's? You know, that's the one thing that's pretty imperative right now to me in this game is O'Connell your leader if you're Waterford? Is he the guy that's going to kind of right the ship when things are going bad? And who does it if you're the Saints? You know, when you've got 3 freshmen out there and a couple of juniors, you know, who's going to step up and take on that role? Is it Semillian or is it Tyson Wheeler?
Well, right now it's got to be break the pressure for Waterford and not turn it over. There's that trapping spot. They get it back to Elsie. Now Goldschneider.
Tough pass backwards.
They got a hustle here. And there's almost a turnover. And there it is. We're going to get a bailout foul. Foul's going to be.
Oh, boy, I thought that was 10 seconds.
Amir Gray is going to get the foul.
Number 4, Amir Gray, his second. Team's
8th foul. O'Connell will be at the line. 1-and-1 and huge free throws. Hines will come in and replace Peabody.
Great defense that time by the Saints. The timeout was at Casey was at like 2:42, I do believe, on the clock. It's 2:32 right now.
So it was right at the 10 second
mark. Yeah, right
at
the 10-second mark. It's just
bring free throw. That doesn't mean it was 10 seconds though, because it could have been a little extra. You know, it's not a full second.
Right.
So, you know, and it was called. It's a whistle to whistle. But the point was, it's right on the cusp.
I thought St. Bernard's played good defense in that half-court set.
I agree. Huge free throws there for Oak, too.
Yeah, puts him at 17 for the game.
Wheeler, long 3, air ball. And now Waterford with 2:20. They're going to start sensing it soon.
Yeah.
Again, though, got to break this pressure. The Saints have really bothered them with the pressure. They get it to O'Connell. Back to Elsie. Elsie, Goldschneider, and Hines will pull it back out. And timeout Bill Bassett because they were out of sorts. But with 2:09 and a 7-point lead, the Lancers are going to have the basketball. This timeout brought to you by Groton City Utilities. They enhance and support the vitality and livability of the communities they serve. It's Groton City Utilities.
Well, 2:09 left to go in the game. A lot of whistles to hear down the stretch, a lot of free throws. And to me, the Saints in a really, really tough, tight game, searching for leadership on the floor.
You know, and bumping up into Division I, you know, this is his first crack at it. The games are a little different, but, you know, my time feed on Facebook sent me back 5 years ago to the first Dev-Mikey matchup in the finals of Division I. And back then, an East Lyme Waterford final was the 2 favorites. If we get a Waterford East Lyme final in this year, it is, without a doubt, 2 upsets.
3 timeouts for Waterford. St. Bernard's has 2 left.
Blocking foul on Wheeler, and that will send Peabody to the line.
Wheeler's 4th.
It'll be the 4th on Wheeler.
5th.
No, I think it's his 4th. And it's his 5th.
5th, yeah.
Tyson Wheeler will foul out of this ball game with 2:04 remaining.
Tyson Wheeler, his 5th foul. Team's 9.
Next foul for St. Bernard's. Waterford will shoot 2 free throws.
They're going to need to put a Saint on the floor. There's only 4 Saints on the floor.
Well, Mark
right now.
Jones taking this. He's all the time is a timeout, so he can take all the time he wants.
Number 3, Logan Peabody at the line for Waterford.
Ice Peabody a little bit.
All right, this is what he wants.
Colin O'Leary will check into the ball game for the Saints.
That's what he wanted. I think that's what he wanted right there. There's no doubt about that.
Little gamesmanship.
He said something about the officiating for the game and made his point and then put his guy in. That's basically what he did.
And he iced Peabody a little bit.
Right.
But Peabody's got ice in his veins as he knocks down the first end of the 1-1, and it's an 8-point lead.
Yep, Peabody with 9 points all here in the second half.
2 big free throws. Now that's back-to-back. O'Connell and Peabody knocking down 4 straight free throws for the Lancers. 9-point lead. I can't believe I'm saying this. 9-point lead for Waterford. Gray crosses over. Finds a cutting Marshall, but he can't finish it. Out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Saints as we're under 2 minutes. Gray, good defense from Hines, but they're going to call it away from the basket, and that'll put Gray on the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Free points for the Saints if they can take them.
So how does St. Bernard's get to 52 points with 1:47? Well, you start by making baskets when the clock stops.
Right. You start by getting 2 here, and then you got to get right into pressure. And if you don't get a steal, I think you start fouling now.
Yeah, and it's 2 shots from here on out for the Lancers.
So every chance you get, foul, because, I mean, you want to make this last 147 last forever. Yeah, you need all the time you can get.
Yeah. Yeah, you called it. The 2 minutes and 42 seconds feels like 2 hours.
I mean, we haven't even gone a minute from that point. Lob over the top to O'Connell. Hard pass, Morrell the other way, and he finishes. That's an easy basket for the Lancers. Gray, nice look to Marshall. That's a beautiful basket, but is it enough to get them into the pressure? It is.
One middle.
They find O'Connell. And we're going to get a foul. Reach. That's going to be 2 shots for O'Connell, up 7. And if you're Waterford, now that you're shooting 2, I think if you make 1 each time.
That's a good trade.
You'll take it.
That's a good trade, yeah.
1 right now makes it it's a 3-possession game now, but it keeps it into that 3-possession range. And I'll give O'Connell and Peabody credit. They have knocked down 5 straight free throws. Elsie missed that 1-and-1, which was about the only shot he missed in the second half. And they've made 5 straight since then. Make that 6 straight. Leads back to 9.
O'Connell with 19.
Gray. And he throws it into Goldschneider's hands, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Saints.
Again, with Wheeler out of the game. Oh, what are we doing here? Little extracurricular stuff?
Nope, just wanted to make sure that the ball was being taken out from the right spot.
Got to be Williams to knock down a 3-pointer with with Wheeler on the bench.
Semillion, Morrell deflected it. Bad choice by Elsie, but it works out because it falls into Hines' hands, and we're going to get a foul against the Saints. So a great job by Morrell altering the shot of Semillion, and he goes up and he gets the rebound. Elsie makes a bad choice because you don't need to make the home run pass there. You just need to possess it. But Hines bails out his wide receiver, gets to the ball, and he'll shoot 2. A little short for Hines. He gets 1 more. I think this is a huge one. We get it to 10. Make it a 4-possession game. Time starting to run out on the Saints. Hines gets that one to go, and so it is a 10-point game. What a second half for Waterford.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll start with that 13-0 run.
Semillion will go to the line to shoot 2. I think Waterford was so afraid to stop ball and foul away from the basket. They end up letting him get all the way to the basket. He'll go and shoot 2. That foul is going to be on Elsie, and that's his first.
Think about that juncture in the third quarter where Waterford went on that 13-0 run. They really they haven't looked back. They haven't even, St. Bernard's crawled within a bucket or two, but St. Bernard's never took the lead after that. They've outscored them 39-21 this half.
I go back to when the St. Bernard's lead was 4 in the first half, and we talked about what it was going to be like at halftime. And I said if Waterford could get it, close, and instead it was 8. And I didn't think there was any way. And instead, they're up 10. That's crazy. Gray, and he's going to get fouled by Goldschneider, so Gray will shoot 2. But, you think about it, 8 points down at halftime, and we were saying, where's Waterford going to get enough scoring? The answer was Jordan Elsey.
Yeah, he's the spark.
His 3-pointers.
You knew you were going to get out of O'Connell, but Elsey's, 19? Is a huge difference. And Peabody with 10.
I think the big 3 that all converged. So Peter Wappy said, hey, listen, O'Connell, Morrell, and Goldschneider spent all that time on the bench. Morrell's defense and rebounding in the second half, vital. O'Connell's tenacity and scoring. And then Elsey knocks down those 3s. That's what Waterford needed. Here's a touchdown pass to Peabody. An ill-advised shot, but time right now is just ticking down, and Waterford gets the turnover. And they just need to hold on to it right now. And they can't. Up ahead the other direction, Williams. He finishes. And the lead is down to 6 with 30 seconds left. And Waterford what are you doing?
They're hurting themselves.
What are you doing? Hold the ball and go to the line and shoot 2.
And again, this is what we talk about. Who's the leader out there? Who's going to say, outside of Bill Bassett, who's on the sidelines, who doesn't dribble, pass, and shoot, who's your kid out there that's going to be the leader and say, listen, let's calm down. Let them come foul us. And then, when you look at, again, we're going to go back to East Lyme, how much more discipline with some leadership down the stretch can be. And I know it's a entirely different game, but neither one of these teams have that kind of leadership on the floor.
When Nate Hines made a free throw to make it 10, all they had to do was not turn it over.
Right.
And what they've given up is
back-to-back turnovers and
back-to-back baskets and turnovers. Just hold on to the ball. Go shoot 2 free throws.
Slow down. Let them come to you.
Inbound it right here.
And sit on it.
And don't turn it over.
Yeah, just sit on it.
And then go make your free throws. I love St. Bernard's tenacity. They're not going anywhere. They're battling right now. Back to Elsey. Finds Morrell, and they'll take the easy basket. They're not taking the break, so they're going after it.
They don't know how.
Long 3 for Gray. Knocks it down. And before the inbound, they're going to say timeout St. Bernard. So Gray makes it back down to a 5-point game. 13.7 seconds remaining.
I think it's the last timeout for St. Bernard's.
So St. Bernard's is out of timeouts. Now with 13-7 remaining and a 5-point lead, it would be an incredible uphill thing for St. Bernard's to accomplish. Waterford, inbound it and make a free throw. That's all, make 1, and you'll feel good about where you're at. But St. Bernard's got no quitting them, I can tell you that. What a semifinal Saturday we've had here.
This game has been just crazy.
I will say, as well played as I felt the first game was, this game has been equally frustrating.
Yeah, it's been a sloppy ball game.
Elsey will inbound. And it's loose. The Saints come up with it. Gray with a 3. Oh my! Amir Gray with a 3. Can the Saints pull it off?
Foul.
3.6 seconds and Peabody will shoot 2, but the Saints have a chance.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Waterford was up 8 with the basketball with a chance to go up 10 if they would have held on to it. Now they're up by 2 fighting for their life.
Now I'm going to say this. If he only makes 1, there's 1. That guarantees them no worse than overtime. This is the one right here, though. He makes this one, and watch Lancer Nation erupt. Oh, huge free throws by Peabody. Gray will launch one at the buzzer. And the slipper fits. the Lancers will join fellow Cinderella East Lyme in an ECC final circa 2017, Tuesday night at the Mohegan Sun. The 4-seeded Lancers have knocked off the number 1 seed, St. Bernard Saints. Coach Bill Bassett will take on old friend and rival Jeff Bernardi and the East Lyme Vikings in an old-fashioned rivalry game Tuesday night at the Sun. The improbable has occurred here at the X, and the sports doctor has Coach Bill Bassett and a happy group of Lancers.
Well, surprise, surprise, the Waterford Lancers going back to the Mohegan Sun. You know, Bill, it wasn't pretty at times, but you guys went on a 13-0 run in the third quarter. What adjustments did you make at halftime coming out?
You know what we talked about at halftime? It was just, guys, we got to play together as a team. There was a spell in the second quarter. We made a little run because we played as a team, played as a whole fist. It was great. And then we started getting a little individual. I ran them at halftime. There's no 8-point buckets. Chip away, chip away. We made a little run, they made a run, and then we made a big run. And that really was the difference in the game.
You know, talk about this team and the maturation of this team from the season. You know, sometimes it was really good, sometimes it was really ugly. You know, how did you guys work through this? And this game probably was a microcosm of the season.
It's just, you know what it is? These guys are starting to believe in each other. When they believe in each other and they play Lancer basketball, we're a very good basketball team.
And I think you guys are, what, like 75-0 at the Mohegan Sun. And you're going to be there you're going to be there on Tuesday night. You know, and talk a little bit about that matchup if you could. You know, a couple of teams, maybe not the marquee sexy teams in the league, but, you know, Jeff has done a hell of a job coaching his team. And you guys talk about it.
East Lyme is always so well prepared. My guys are going to be ready to go. You know what, East Lyme, Waterford, it's a great rivalry. Let's roll the balls out and let's have some fun.
Well, our Waterford Dental Health play the game all smiles tonight is Jordan Elsey. Jordan, all right, listen, son. 5 3-pointers. Everybody on the game day staff, everybody in your family wants to know where that came from. Where'd that hot shooting come from?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm a terrible shooter, but I was just feeling it, so I was just going in.
Now listen, what was it like going against the speed and the pressure of a team like St. Bernard's? How were you guys able to overcome?
What we didn't want to do was make it a track meet, and keeping their tempo down was going to be able to make our offense succeed. And that's what we had to do.
Yeah, it's a real special night, and I'm sure you as a senior and your teammates, you're really going to enjoy this on Tuesday against East Lyme, but maybe a little bit of a rivalry?
Oh, yeah, of course the rivalry, and we're going to enjoy that very much.
It's always personal against East Lyme,
yeah,
isn't it?
very personal, yeah.
Hey, great job tonight. Waterford going back to the Mohegan Sun.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. Well, what a pair of semifinals we had here tonight at the X. We're going to get a matchup of the number 6 seed and the number 4 seed in our final in Division 1. Division 2 finals, we know Wyndham is in. Last time we checked, Stonington was heading there as well. We're going to have all of that action for you Tuesday night, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock, live from the Mohegan Sun. But congratulations, Waterford. Congratulations, East Lyme. Back in the finals, yet again, what's old is new, and no surprises there. Sports Doctor, like we do, East Lyme, Waterford, you know, we thought, we were saying, were we going to get St. Bernard's NFA? Again, we're going to get New London, St. Bernard's, and here we are again, Waterford, East Lyme.
It's tournament time. It's February/March Madness. What can you say? I mean, the two teams that played hard, didn't make mistakes, and finished the game are both playing on Tuesday night.
Well, Tuesday night will be March 1st, so it will officially be March Madness for you on Tuesday night. The madness came today with, you know, just two teams well coached, well played. Improbable, sure, but I don't think anybody is surprised. So now the call goes out to the Viking Valley and the Lancer Nation showing up Tuesday night at the Sun.
Right.
Fill that place. You know, it's such a special event. I think we know Wyndham's in the Division 2. I think Stonington was on their way. If they held on, Stonington-Wyndham would be the D2 final. So that's good basketball. We should be in for a treat Tuesday night.
You know what the thing is too is, you know, as I was at the game on the NFA game the other night when they lost, you know, and the London kids and the St. Bernard's kid tonight. When you look at these kids when they come off the floor, they're in disbelief. You know, I can't believe we lost that game. Well, that's why it's so important in tournament play to be crisp. Because when you lose, you go home. So you see the disappointment on one side, Casey, with some of these kids, and the NFA kids and the London kids here today and the St. Bernard's kids. Gee, I can't believe we lost that game. And then the other kids are like, hey, listen, we're moving on. This is, again, league tournament, Mohegan Sun, a team that works hard, fights hard, and executes down the stretch. Usually comes out on top. Well, Tuesday's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see 4 really good basketball teams. You're going to see a couple of tremendous coaches in our league, and Jeff Bernardi and Bill Bassett's got a lot of brass on his ring, but this is going to be a big-time environment, very special on Tuesday night.
Well, congratulations to all the teams, and thank you again to Waterford for putting on such a great event today. Semifinal Saturday was all we wanted it to be and more, and now we head to the Sun Tuesday night. For Peter Wappy and the crew and the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, I am Casey O'Neill, an exhausted Casey O'Neill, saying have a great day, everybody.